10, Stinger. Number 108, the Warden. Number 120, Toucan Slam. Number 141, Claude the Brucey. Number 2034, T-Rex. Number 22, Megatron. Number 240, Fatal Plus. Number 28, Sing. Number 6, Hex. Number 605, The Shusher. Number 6401, Bipolar Roller. Number 667, Venomous. Number 86, The Mauler. And number 118, Reign of Pain. For staff, we have corn-fed beef, Mr. Rex, and Mr. Tron.
We thank you for joining us today with Pikes Peak Roller Derby. We have Kansas City Plan B playing against Pikes Peak.
PPRD All-Stars are 113 Short Stack, 23 Helm, 30 Spilla, 42 Slugger Knot, and your captain. Number 44, Bye Bye Birdie. Number 607, Melee Falcon.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the live stream of Pikes Peak Roller Derby. We have a doubleheader today. We have Pikes Peak Roller Derby All-Stars playing against Kansas City Plan B. So, we would like to introduce our Kansas City players that came out today. So we have number 10, Stinger, 108, The Warden, 120, Toucan Slam, 141, Claude DeBruzy, sorry, 2034, T-Rex, 22, Megatron, 240, Fatal Plus, 28, C, 6, Hex, 605, The Shusher, 6401, Bipolar Roller, 667, Venomous, 86, The Mauler. And for our coaching staff, it looks like we have corn-fed beef, Mr. Wrecker and Mr. Tron. And we also have one more player that was added. It looks like 118, Reign of Pain. For our Pikes Peak Roller Derby All-Stars, we have 113 Short Stack, 23 Helm, 30 Spilla, 42 Slugger Knot, 44 Bye Bye Birdie, 607 Millennial Falcon, 709 Rita Repulsa, 713 Squid Vicious, 7-4, Rocco Sock'em, 8, Sweet and Sour, 8-0, Rippin' Rooster, 8-7, Triceratops, 910, Ivana Tormentia, 911, Starstruck, 9-7, Stumpy. And our coaches that we have today are Boom Boom, Claus, Chaos, and Ducky.
We have 1 minute and 40 seconds until Derby.
PPRD would also like to have our land acknowledgement stated as well. So Pikes Peak's Roller Derby commitment to acknowledging the land on which we reside. We honor our native indigenous communities past, present, and emerging, and recognize the original inhabitants and traditional guardians of what is now Colorado Springs. We honor this land as the ancestral home of the Nuchio, which includes the northern Ute, the southern Ute, and the Ute Mountain peoples.
Number 108, the Warden.
The Nuchu originally referred to Pikes Peak as Tavakavi, our sun mountain, being the first peak of the shining mountains to see the sun rays. We also recognize the many indigenous people in this region, including the Apache Nation and Cheyenne Nation and the Comanche tribe, and the Kio tribe, and their historical and continued relationships as stewards of this land.
Always quiet as before the storm.
All right, it looks like we have less than 1 minute before we start Derby. It looks like lining up for Pikes Peak Roller Derby, we have number 30 Spilla. And for Kansas City, it looks like we have 108, the Warden. All right, the 5-second whistle has been blown. It looks like Spilla is in the back of the pack currently, and we have the Warden up front with the Pikes Peak Roller Derby pack. And Spilla is through the pack.
And is your lead jammer.
Spilla is our lead jammer for our first jam. It looks like the Warden took off their jam cap and is attempting to pass it to their pivot, and it looks like they successfully passed that over to their pivot, number 22, Megatron. So now Megatron is now your jammer for Kansas City.
4 more points for Pikes Peak. Thanks to Spilla.
All right, Spilla has completed 8 points currently, and it looks like number 22 from Kansas City is still trying to make their way through that pack for their initial. And Spilla has gone through the pack one more time. So we are looking at 12 points for Pikes Peak All-Stars. All right, 4 more points for Spilla, and it looks like Pikes Peak is now at 16, and Kansas City is sitting at 0 for this first jam.
Looks like we got 92 for Pikes Peak, Tenacious Cheese.
Number 667 for Kansas City, Venomous, jamming on the line.
All right, so it looks like we have number 667, Venomous, for Kansas City, and we have Cheese for Pikes Peak Roller Derby.
And Cheese is through the pack.
And Cheese is through the pack and is lead jammer. It looks like Venomous has removed their star and is trying to get through that pack still. Cheese is making their way around for a second scoring pass, so 4 more points for Cheese. And it looks like Venomous did get through, but Cheese has called it off.
Looks like we got Starstruck for Pikes Peak, number 911 on the line.
Number 605, the Shusher.
All right, so we have 605, the Shusher for Kansas City. And it looks like we have Starstruck for Pikes Peak Roller Derby.
Stars fighting on that wall. Kansas City looking tough. Woo!
Number 605 is your lead jammer.
All right, so 605, the Shusher, has gotten out and is lead jammer for Kansas City. It looks like Star has also gotten out of the pack and is making their way around. The Shusher has called off that jam, but they did get those 4 points right before they called that off.
We got number 74, Rocco Sock'em, lining up for Pikes Peak.
Number 240, Fatal Plus for Kansas City.
All right, so we have number 240, Fatal Plus for Kansas City lined up, and number 74, Rocco Sock'em. All right, it looks like Rocco is trying to push through that pack, and we have Kansas City out as lead. And Rocco Sock'em is right behind, chasing number 240, Fatal Pulse. All right.
Kansas City is going to call it off.
It looks like Kansas City has called it off. And no points were awarded. So the way you get points is you need to make sure that the jammer needs to make sure that they are passing the hips of the opposing blockers. So all of our blockers were moving through the track together as a pack, and our jammers were chasing them. But our Kansas City jammer was not able to pass any of Pikes Peak Roller Derby's blockers' hips. so they were not awarded any points. All right, it looks like we are on an official timeout.
Looks like a correction on the points total here. Thank you, officials, for catching that and making sure that we are correct.
I'm trying to get that speaker that's right above you turned off because it's just blowing your audio out.
All right, it looks like there was a correction to our points.
And we're back at it.
All right, so now we are back at it. We have 5 seconds. All right, and it looks like Spilla is out of the pack and is our lead jammer.
I love seeing the hard hits inside the pack.
And jamming for Kansas City is the Warden, 108. It looks like they were recycled
4
back.
points for Pikes Peak and Spilla.
Spilla has made their initial point pass, so they are up 4 points currently.
Fighting hard through those Kansas City blockers.
All right, it looks like the Warden was able to do a successful star pass to their pivot,
And she's
120,
calling it off.
but Spilla has called it off.
And that was 8 points for Pikes Peak.
So 8 points on the board for Pikes Peak.
We got number 92, Tenacious Cheese for Pikes Peak on the line.
Number 667, Venomous.
All right, so we have number 667, Venomous, skating for Kansas City, and number 92, Tenacious Cheese for Pikes Peak. All right,
Some great
So,
O from Ivana.
we have
O is for
our
offense, for the record. And
pack
Cheese
up
is out of the
front,
pack
and Cheese is out of the
as your
pack
lead
as our
jammer.
lead jammer. It looks like Kansas City was also able to get out of the pack as well and is making their way around. And Cheese has called it off. It looks like Cheese was not able to gain any points that round, so we are at a 0-0 for this jam.
Number 911 lining up for Pikes Peak.
Number 605, the Shusher for Kansas City.
So we have number 605, the Shusher for Kansas City, lining up, as well as 911 Starstruck with Pikes Peak. And it looks like we have a full pack right there holding back both of those jammers.
Got a stalemate in the pack from both. Woo! Big hit there.
All right, we've got some big hits, some movement going on. It looks like Kansas City jammer was recycled back. We have Star up front with the Kansas City blocker.
Still fighting hard. Both walls are doing great work on those jammers.
And as of right now, we still do not have a lead jammer. And it looks like Star was able to push through and is our lead
And
jammer.
Starstruck is your lead jammer for Pikes Peak after a hard fight.
And it looks like the Shusher is getting recycled back. All right. And Star looks like she is able to get past
And
those
4 more
two
points for
Kansas City
Starstruck.
Kansas City blockers. They were up front and has gone through and made another additional 4
Kansas
points.
City jammer going to the box. It looks like a power jam.
All
for
right, so it
PPRD.
looks like Kansas City
Excellent
jammer
work.
has been
4
sent
more
to the
points for
box.
Starstruck, and great work on Pikes Peak.
So when one jammer gets sent to the box, that is considered a power jam. So the other opposing jammer is the sole jammer on the track. So right now, the
We
Kansas
got
City jammer
74
does
Rocco
need to
Sacco
sit
lining up
and
for Pikes
complete their 30 seconds in the penalty box. So
It's going to be a
Rocco
power
Sockham
start and a
is
power jam
lined up for
Rocco.
Pikes Peak Roller Derby, number 74. And they are considered to be doing a power start. So they have
And out the pack.
gotten
right
through the
away.
pack, and it looks like they are
Rocco's
now
the
our
lead
lead
jammer.
jammer. Our Kansas City jammer is still in the box, it looks like, completing their 30 seconds. And in the top right corner, you can see our penalty box. And you can see that our Kansas City jammer is now standing. They get to stand 10 seconds before they get released back onto the track. So they've completed their 30-second penalty and are now back on the track. It looks like Rocco Sockham was pushed out of play and had to be recycled back. And they have completed that turn and are now have their 4 points. It also looks like Kansas City jammer did a star pass to number 120, but Rocco Sockham has called off the jam.
Right before Rocco called it off.
You got number 30, Spilla, lining up on the line for Pikes Peak. And Kansas City has called a timeout.
So it looks like Kansas City has called a
timeout, I'd like
timeout.
to remind you, we have lots of yummy treats at our bake sale, cool merch, and local vendors here tonight. Find them in the lobby and snack bar area on the first floor.
So during this timeout, I would like to extend a thank you to our volunteers. Without our volunteers, we wouldn't be able to play this amazing sport of roller derby. So I would like to thank our medics that we have on staff today, Jason Lester and Sean Berman. I would also like to thank our photographers that we have, Aaron Drew, Mark Bloom, Peter Moore, Nate Ritkus, and Alvin Green. So make sure that if you see any of those amazing photos out there on Pikes Peak Roller Derby, you're sharing them and giving a great shout out to our photographers that get to make us look so amazing out there on the track.
Kansas City's number 240, Fatal Plus, on the line to jam.
All
this
right.
next
It
jam.
looks like our timeout is over, and we have number 240 on the line for Kansas City, Fatal Plus, and number 30, Spilla, for Pikes Peak Roller Derby.
Slow rolling start for this jam.
All right. So it looks like we had a little jammer on jammer action there. And Spilla is pushing through and is being recycled
When they
back.
get Spilla out, it's a good recycle for Kansas City.
All right. And it looks like number 240
Big
was
hit
also
on Kansas
recycled back.
Kansas City.
And we have number
Sorry, I got so
30,
excited
Spilla,
about
out
Kansas
of the
City.
pack and is our
Spilla
lead
is your
jammer.
lead jammer.
Number 240 is also out of the pack and is coming up right behind to get back
Everybody okay?
into
We're okay.
that
Good.
pack.
Sometimes roller derby is like dominoes.
All right, and it looks like Spilla is calling it
The
off.
RD yelling, call it, and Spilla does.
Called it off. No
Looks
points
like
that time.
no
Okay,
points for
we got 2
Kansas
points
City,
on that.
but Spilla was able to gain 2 points before calling it off.
We got number 92 to Nate.
For Kansas City.
All right, it looks like we have 108, the Warden, lining up with Cheese, number 92 for Pikes Peak. And we have some really good walls right now on both sides for Kansas City and
The
Pikes
Warden
Peak.
pushing hard
It
against
looks
the
like they're
wall in the back
trying,
there,
these
but they
jammers are
have
really
them
trying to get through
locked
these
down.
packs, but
See what I did
they
there?
have locked them down.
That was good. Oh.
And
is
Cheese
through the
has
pack
gotten
as
through
your
the
lead
pack and is
jammer.
now your lead jammer.
Valiant effort.
It looks like the Warden has removed their cap and is trying to, and has
Star
successfully
pass
passed
number
it to the
28,
pivot.
Sing.
That was a smooth start pass too.
So the only person that the jammer can pass the star to is their pivot. The pivot is the person that has the helmet cover with the line on the top. No one else can receive the star except for the pivot.
Jam, my goodness.
Jam. I got you.
All right, so it looks like Kansas City is pulling back.
Cheese
And
is being recycled
they-
and calling it off.
And
Cheese
it looks
didn't wanna
like
deal with
Cheese
it.
has decided to call it off. Cheese was able to gain 3 more points before that. So Pikes
We
Peak
got number 911
All-Stars have
Starstruck
11
for Pikes Peak on
points
the
that they
line.
received in that last jam.
And number 667, Venomous.
So we have 911 Starstruck out for Pikes Peak. And number 667 Venomous for Kansas City.
These walls are working hard to keep these jammers from getting past, and they are doing a great job.
And these walls are really holding these jammers back. All right, it looks like Star is making her way out and has gotten out of the pack and is now our
Number
lead
1
jammer.
Kansas City going to the box for looked like illegal contact or illegal procedure, one of the two.
And it looks like Venomous was also able to get out of the pack, but Star has
That's
called
4
off
points
that
for
jam.
Starstruck.
Up for Pikes Peak Roller Derby, we have number 74, Rocco Sock'em. Up
Got number
jamming.
74, Rocco Sock'em on
And
the line for Pikes Peak.
605, the
Lining up against
Shusher
number
for Kansas
605,
City.
The Shusher.
All right, and it looks like Rocco was able to do
Rocco's
some
your
fancy
lead
footwork on the outside
jammer.
lane and get out of the pack and is now your lead jammer.
One leg,
And
fancy things to get 4
Rocco has
points.
completed a scoring pass and
Sure, there's a
received their
thing
first
that
4
I just-
points.
I wish I knew too.
Fighting through those walls.
All right, it looks like
And
number
out of the pack
605, the
again,
Shusher,
calling it
has
off.
gotten
4
out
more
of the pack,
points.
but Rocco Sock'em has called it off. So the first time that the jammers get through,
We have number
that is their
30,
initial
Spilla,
pass. They are
running
not
up the line for
able to
Pikes Peak.
collect any points at that time. Once they go through their initial
Number
pass, then they can
240,
start
Fatal Plus for Kansas
collecting
City.
points. So, number 605, the Shusher, they got out of the pack, but still did not receive any points because Rocco Sock'em called off the jam before they could make that second pass around to collect any points. So it looks like for Pikes Peak Roller Derby, we have 3-0 Spilla out jamming. And for Kansas City, it looks like we have Fatal Plus.
And Spilla is your lead jammer.
And Spilla has made it out of the pack and is now our lead jammer. It looks like there was a successful star pass to number 22 for Megatron. So Megatron is now jamming for Kansas City, and Spilla has called off this jam.
Good decision. Very strategic decision for PPRD. All-Stars. From the
I love
PPRD
seeing-
All-Stars.
I love seeing the strategy come out.
All right, it looks like number 92, Tenacious Cheese, is out there for Pikes Peak.
Number 108,
And
the Warden.
108,
for
the
Kansas City.
Warden,
And we
is
got
out
number
there for
92,
Kansas
Tenacious
City.
Cheese for PPRD.
All right, and it looks like Cheese is fighting to make
And
her
Bruce is
way
heading to the
through,
box.
and it looks like number
Yeah,
108, the
The
Warden
Warden
is
your
lead
jammer.
jammer.
Okay, number 108.
All right, and it looks like Cheese got recycled back and has removed their helmet cover.
Cheese is fighting.
The Warden
Way to get back up after
has
that.
gone
That was
through and
a rough
received
call
their
there.
initial 4 points.
That was another 4 points.
All right, it looks like Cheese is still out there trying to get through that pack, but the Warden was able to get through that pack and get an additional 4 points. Cheese has also pushed through that pack and is now making their way around to potentially get some points. But the Warden has called it off, so Cheese was unable to collect any points.
For either team on that last pass there.
A 9-11 Starstruck for Pikes Peak.
Number 667, Venomous for Kansas City.
All right, so it looks like we have 911 Starstruck out there for Pikes Peak Roller Derby.
Jammer on jammer action right off of the
And number
whistle there.
667 Venomous out there for Kansas City.
Oh, Venomous is your
And
lead
Venomous is our lead
jammer.
jammer. Star has also gotten out of the pack, but is in
Kansas City
front.
calls it off.
So Kansas City has
No
called
points for either
it
team
off,
on that jam.
which is a very smart move, given that Starstruck was pretty far ahead and could have reached that pack a lot sooner than them.
And you
So
know
that
what
was a
time it
good
is.
call off.
It's number 605, the Shusher.
So we have number 605, the Shusher for Kansas City. And we have Rocco Sock'em, number 74 for Pikes Peak. And Rocco Sock'em has made it out the pack and is now our lead jammer. And it looks like the Shusher has also gotten out of the pack and is making their way around.
Open up a lane for Rocco on the inside there.
Looks like Rocco has called it off, and they received 2 points before calling that off.
We got number 30 Spilla for Pikes Peak.
So we have 240 Fatal Plus
Fatal Plus.
and
Kansas City.
number 30 Spilla out there for jamming. And it looks like the penalty box currently has 1 Pikes Peak blocker in it. So there are only 3 Pikes Peak blockers out there currently keeping that jammer from Kansas City back. And it looks like Spilla has been sent to the box.
You know what that means? It's a
So
power
now we
jam
have a power jam for Kansas City.
Looks like we got 2 penalties. Unsure what the second one was. First one was definitely a cut.
All right, and it looks like Stumpy was released from the box, so it can now come out and provide some additional support to those 3 blockers from Pikes Peak.
It looks like, we're in there for 2 penalties for Pikes Peak Roller Derby.
So it looks like Spilla received 2 penalties. So when you receive 1 penalty, that is 30 seconds in the box. An additional penalty is an additional 30 seconds in the box. So Spilla will be serving a total of 1 minute in the box before they are released.
Have to say.
Star pass at number 22.
All right, it looks like Spilla
making
is
them
standing
their
and on their
jammer
last
for
10
Kansas City.
seconds. We have number 22, Megatron, who is pushing through that pack and getting some additional points. We only have 20 seconds left in this jam. Spilla did remove their head cover, and it looks like Spilla is trying to push through that pack still and not attempting to pass it to their pivot. Spilla has made it through the pack.
Hold on to that star. Working.
And that jam comes to its natural end of 2
And that
minutes.
jam is
Great
completed
job
with
to
a
the
natural
22
end of
Kansas
2
Number
minutes.
22 got 4 points in that last 4 seconds there.
So Kansas City
Number
was able
92,
to score
Tenacious
10
Cheese,
points
Pikes
in
Peak.
that jam. So our score currently for Pikes Peak is
Coming up
83.
against number 108,
Kansas City is
the
sitting at
Warrior.
22. Jamming for Kansas City, we have the Warden, and jamming for Pikes Peak, it looks like we have Tenacious Cheese. The Warden was able
The
to
Warrior
push through
is
that
the
pack
lead jammer.
extremely quickly. It looked like within 6 seconds they were able to get through.
They're starting to run.
All right, and it
Trying to
looks
run
like
those
the
jammers.
Warden has
They tried to
called
go
it
for some
off.
points and a call. Looks like White has 1 and Pikes Peak
It looks like
also
they
has got
received
2.
one
Excellent.
point before making that
And
call.
number 911 Starstruck for Pikes Peak.
Rolling up against number 667, Venomous.
So we have Starstruck on the line for Pikes Peak and Venomous for Kansas City. And these walls are not letting up. We have some great bridging going on from Kansas City and Pikes Peak, and it looks like Star was able to get out and is now lead jammer.
Pushing through
Venomous
that
did
pack.
pull off their helmet cover. We'll see if they attempt to make a star pass.
And Star is through.
And
got
Star
4
has
points.
gotten through the pack and has received
Venomous is
4
pushing
points.
hard against the all-star wall there.
And it looks like Venomous is pushing through to get through that pack.
Still fighting all the way across the track.
All right, and it looks like Venomous is still pushing, and I don't see a pivot for Kansas City. So unfortunately, Venomous is not able to make a star pass at this time.
And 4 more points for Starstruck, who's calling it off.
So it looks like Starstruck has called
Looks like
it
no
off.
initial for Kansas City. That had to be a frustrating jam. There was no pivot to pass that star off to.
As I
That's right,
mentioned
that's a sad place
earlier,
for the jammer to
Oh,
be in,
and
right?
an
the
official
jammer can
timeout from
only
Kansas
pass
City.
the star to a pivot.
Oh, official
But since there
timeout.
was no one from Kansas City wearing the pivot cover,
Official
they
review.
unfortunately
official
were
review.
unable
Apologize,
to
not
make
timeout,
a pass.
official review.
The officials are the ones that usually call that, or another team. But the teams can only call their own timeouts, obviously.
It looks like we are having an official review, and it looks like Kansas City called that official review.
It's an official timeout. We've gotten clarification from our expert. Just kidding, we're reviewing. We're here to confuse y'all. I hope we're doing a good job.
All right, and we'd like to thank our officials, our skating officials and our non-skating officials. So currently, our skating officials that we have out there are Marquise DeSasse, Junior Who, Beck, Milf and Cookies, Happy Bones, Serious Business, and Hellhound. Our non-skating officials that we have are Wonder Pants, Burnt Toast, Jesus Christ, Fanny Fister, Outrageous, Avocado Smash, La Mera
Oh, it's
Calavera,
quiet time. Number
Rapunzel,
605,
and Hex
the
Hex Appeal.
Shusher from Kansas City is on the line.
All right,
And
so
number
it looks our
74,
official
Rocco
review
Sacco for Pikes
has
Peak.
come to an end. We have Rocco Sackham lined up for Pikes Peak, and we have the Shusher for Kansas City.
That was a tough Kansas City wall facing off of Rocco.
So it looks like Kansas City blockers. We have
Great
one blocker
hit.
in the box, so Rocco is going
Rocco's
against
out there doing
3
ballet.
blockers currently.
Absolutely they are.
And the Shusher is going
And
against
they are
our
through.
Pikes Peak,
Rocco's
and it looks like we had some
Jammer.
offense come in from Kansas City to help the Shusher get out of that pack. But Rocco Sock'em has received lead jammer. And the Shusher is on their way around,
Rocco's calling
and
it off
Rocco
after getting
Sock'em
those
has called
4
it
points.
off. Rocco did receive 4 points before calling it off.
We got number 30, Spilla, lining up for Pikes Peak.
All right, so we have number
And
30,
lock us up and throw away
Spilla,
the key,
lining
the
up for Pikes
Warden,
Peak,
with
and
number
we have
108 for Kansas
108.
City on
The
line.
Warden is lined up for Kansas City. And we have about 3 minutes left in this half. As of right now, we're sitting at Pikes Peak with 101 and Kansas City Plan B at 23. It looks like Spilla has received lead jammer status and is making their way around. It looks like the Warden has also gotten out of the pack and is right behind Spilla. Spilla has decided to call it off. It looks like Spilla received 3 points before calling that off, and unfortunately Kansas City was unable to get any points.
Number 92, Tenacious Cheese.
So we have
for
number
Pikes Peak.
92, Tenacious Cheese, skating for Pikes Peak, and number
240,
240, Fatal Plus for
City.
Kansas City.
On the line for jamming.
All right. And this may be our last jam, since we only have less than 2 minutes left in this period.
Ivana Tormento is putting in some great work as that breaks.
So it looks like Cheese is stuck up front there with those Kansas City blockers, and it looks like Cheese is getting some offense and did get a successful offense and is now lead jammer. All right, those were some big hits. And it looks like Pikes Peak is holding. Yep, and Cheese has called it off. Looks like Cheese received 2 points before making that call.
There's no roller derby in the library. Number 605, the Shusher.
So we have 605, the Shusher, skating for Kansas City. And we have 911, Starstruck for Pikes Peak. So it looks like the Shusher was pushed out of bounds and has been recycled back by Triceratops. Star looks like they're stuck behind those Kansas City blockers as well, but is trying to make their way around the outside line with some hops and some great footwork there. We now have Starstruck as your lead jammer.
Star pass at number 22, Megatron in Kansas
So
City.
we did get a star pass to number
incredible.
22,
Impressive.
Megatron.
And looks like Star's calling it off.
And it looks like Star has called off
After
this
getting 4
jam.
points.
That's the end of the half. We are at intermission.
All right, so that's the end
wait,
of
wait.
this
Yeah,
period.
current score is Pikes Peak All-Stars.
We have our
114
intermission
to
for the
Kansas
next
City,
15
Plan B,
minutes.
23.
So if you're at home watching,
See you
right
at the
now
end
is a
of this
great
half.
time to
Once
use the
again, make sure
restroom,
you
go
make
grab
your
some
way down
snacks,
to get some
and we'll see you
snacks,
back in
some treats,
15 minutes.
and merch while we are on this 15-minute intermission.
And just a reminder, if you've purchased any Chuck-a-Pucks for our Chuck-a-Puck party we're going to have, that is going to happen during halftime of our second game. So after this game is done, and the first half of the Slamazons versus Naughty Pines game will be Chuck-a-Puck. Thank you.
right, as we're in our intermission, who is here for Kansas City Plan B? Let's hear it from the crowd. If you're cheering for Kansas City Plan B, make some noise.
They may have all gone to concessions, I will say. Well, some of them.
We do have some
Shout out to Kansas City Plan B.
And who's here for the home team Pikes Peak All-Stars? Make some noise.
Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Test, test. See how it's going.
back from our intermission, and we have less than 1 minute left before we get this second half started. It looks like we have number 30 Spilla out for Pikes Peak Roller Derby, and number 108 the Warden getting ready for this next jam.
Number 108 Kansas City.
And we got number 30 Spilla for Pikes Peak.
The Warden.
All right, so it looks like we have a blocker from Pikes Peak Roller Derby that is in the box, serving their time from the previous half.
Blocker and the box. It's going to be a power
So we
serve for
only
Kansas City.
have 3 Pikes Peak blockers out currently. All right, and it looks like the Warden has gotten out of the pack, and it looks like they got out in about 6 seconds. And they are our lead jammer. Spilla has just gotten out of the pack, and it looks like the Warden has just completed their passing, their 4-point passing score, and have called it off.
The Warden said, lock it down.
This is
No
the
more
second
points.
lead that the
Number
Warden
92,
has received so far in this
Number
game.
667. Is it poisonous or is it venomous?
All right, so we have 667 Venomous skating for Kansas City, and number 92 Tenacious Cheese for Pikes Peak. And it looks like Cheese has gotten out of the pack, and they got in about 6 seconds as well. If we keep this up, we are going to have some very quick jam starts. It looks like Kansas City Jammer was able to get out as well, but Cheese has called it off, but not before receiving their 4 points.
Looks like Cheese called that off. We got another 4 points.
Wait, quiet. Number 605. The Shusher on the line for Kansas City.
That's right.
So we have number 605, the Shusher for Kansas City, and 911, Starstruck for PPRD. And this is another jammer. We are starting with a blocker from Pikes Peak Roller Derby in the penalty box. And it looks like we have some bridging happening. With
Shusher
and
is
the
your lead
Shusher has
jammer.
received lead jammer
That
status.
was a black star pass.
It also looks like there
Number
was a star
709,
pass from
Rita
Star
Repulsa is now
to
your
709, Rita Repulsa. The Shusher has called it off, and it looks like
Confirmation there. 3 points for Kansas
it looks
City
like
on
they
the
did
pass
receive
for the
3
call-off.
points.
We got number
Kansas City
74,
did
Rocco
receive
Sacco
3
from
points
Pikes
before
Peak.
calling that off.
Number 141, Claude DeBruzzi for Kansas City.
And we have number 141, Claude DeBruzzi. This is their first time out jamming for this game. And they are going up against number 74, Rocco Sackham from Pikes Peak Roller Derby.
Good take back by number 22 from Kansas City.
It looks like number 22, Megatron, did recycle Rocco back. And it looks like number 86 also is recycling Rocco back. But
And
Rocco
Rocco
has
is your
made it out of the pack and is lead jammer. It looks like there was also a star pass to Megatron, number 22. So that is our new jammer for Kansas City.
Soft line blocker
And
by Brooke
Rocco
Rose.
has called it off. It looks like they did receive 2 points
Well, I
before
called it off.
making that
You get
call.
2 points. Number 30 Spilla for Pikes Peak.
Put your prisoners away. It's the Warden. Number 108 for Kansas City.
So we have number 108, the Warden, skating for Kansas City, and number 30, Spilla for Pikes Peak. And Spilla has made it out of that pack and is now our lead jammer.
Using those blockers to her advantage.
It looks like the Warden has removed their star, but
Kansas City
decided to
2034
get
heading to the
through.
box for a multiplayer block.
Sometimes that can be seen as a strategy. Sometimes the jammers will remove their star to confuse the opposing blockers into thinking that they are going to pass. But sometimes that little bit of confusion or waiting from those blockers is just enough time for a jammer to squeeze on by and get through that pack. And it looks like that's what just transpired.
Number 605, the
So we have the Shusher out for Kansas City, number 605, and Tenacious Cheese, number 92 for PPRD.
Ooh, and Cheese is out
Looks
right
like
away.
Cheese is
Lead
right
jammer.
out as lead jammer. It looks like she
Kansas
got
City
it in
has
about
two blockers
4
in the
seconds.
box. That was a power start for
We
Pikes
do
Peak Roller
have 2 blockers from Kansas City that are in the box. It looks like one is currently standing and is about to be released. Cheese has made that initial point pass and has received their first 4 points.
For Tenacious
And it looks like one of those
Cheese.
blockers has been released. The second blocker is about to be released as well.
Trying to get more
So it looks like the penalty box is clear now, and Cheese
They calling it
has
off.
called it off, but did get those additional 4 points before then.
Those 3 blockers from Kansas City putting up a valiant fight. That's
So
hard when you're short staffed.
Timeout, Kansas City.
So it looks like we have a timeout from Kansas City.
At this timeout, I'd like to.
After this timeout, Kansas City
remind
will only
everybody
have
we're
one
about to
timeout
introduce
left.
our cool
Looks like
bunch of
Pikes
local
Peak
vendors
has
tonight.
not
Find
used
them on the
any of
lobby
their
and snack
timeouts
bar
yet.
area on the first floor. And if you would like to join us for the after party, we are going to be at Good Company at 7625 North Union Street. Come meet both teams and drink with Sorry, all 4 teams can drink with them. We do have
Oh, yeah.
sanctioned games tonight.
Absolutely. Come party with us. All the teams. Everybody's welcome. We got, well, while we're waiting for our fantastic officials, we got 911 Starstruck on the line, as bright as all the stars in the sky.
Watch out!
All right,
Watch
so
out,
it
she
looks
bites.
like
Number
our team
667,
timeout is
Venomous.
over. And we have number 911 Starstruck for Pikes Peak and number 667 Venomous for Kansas City. So Venomous
All
is
balls doing
really
great work
fighting
here.
there and pushing up against those Pikes Peak Roller Derby blockers,
Directional
really
penalty
making
on
them
white number
shift
6.
around and break
Send
up
them to
to
the penalty box for
hopefully
30
get
seconds.
just a little bit of space to be able to push through and get that lead status. It looks like we
Great
have a
recycle
blocker
from
from
Kansas
Kansas
City.
City that was sent to the penalty box. And it looks like
Oh,
Starstruck
yeah,
was
same thing
also
for
recycled.
All-Stars ball up front.
So when a jammer is recycled, it's typically they are pushed out of play. So
Got
they
a
have
blocker
to
heading to the box.
re-enter the
For a
track
stop block,
legally
you always gotta keep your feet
behind
moving. You
the
can't just
opposing
stop.
blocker's hips. So they have to start behind
And we
everybody.
got Starstruck as your lead jammer.
And it looks like
I love the accent
Starstruck
on
was
that. You
able to
gotta
get
keep your
through
feet
and is now
moving.
our lead
I don't know
jammer.
where that came from.
And it
I'm
looks
so
like
real.
our Kansas City blocker was released, but we also have our pivot from Pikes Peak, who is now in the penalty box. Star has made their initial 4-point pass,
Star pass to number
and it looks like there was a
120.
star pass to number 120, Toucan Slam. So now Toucan Slam is our jammer for Kansas City. but Starstruck has called it off.
Can you hear the music? Because I can. It's number 141, Claude DeBruzzi, on the line for Kansas City.
So we have number 141, Claude DeBruzzi for Kansas City, and number 30, Spilla for Pikes Peak. And it looks like Spilla is now our lead jammer.
Lead jammer for Spilla on that one.
It also looks like one of Pikes Peak Roller Derby's blocker was sent to the box. The Kansas City blocker looks like they're about to get released from the penalty box. Spilla has gained their initial 4 points. It looks like they're going to go for additional points. And they have gotten their additional 4 points and called it off.
Ooh, no points on that pass for Kansas City.
Looks like Kansas City was so close to being able to get a few additional points there, but Spilla called it off right before they could. We do have number 74, Rocco Sockham for Pikes Peak Roller Derby.
Your contraband.
And we have 108, the Warden for Kansas City. Oh, we got some jammer play right there. We have Rocco that was pushing over the Warden, and it looks like the Warden was able to get out of the pack, and it is lead jammer. Rocco just got out of the pack as well and is chasing the Warden down to that pack. The Warden has called it off. And they received 1 point before getting that call off. That was a great call, given that Rocco was right behind the Warden and could have gotten points as well. So any points he can get and call it is always great.
Was discussing some scores here.
So it looks like we have an official timeout.
And that was it. Yep, it was 1 point to the PPRD All-Stars.
All right, so it looks like PPRD also received a point. So Rocco did get a point as well as the Warden. So that was a one-on-one point jam. So Starstruck has gotten through the pack and is now lead jammer. We have number 667. Venomous is fighting through that PPRD blocker wall and has gotten through. And Starstruck has called it. It looks like they got 4 points and called it off. So we have number 30, Spilla, out for Pikes Peak, and
number
605, the Shusher for Kansas City.
From Kansas City.
We've got Spilla, number 30 for Pikes Peak.
All right, it looks like Spilla was receiving some offense from Triceratops, but it looks like 605. The Shusher was able to get out and is now lead jammer. Spilla just got out of the pack as well and is making their way around. And the Shusher is calling it off.
And they've called it off.
Yep, Kansas City called it off. No points for either side. Good.
So we did not receive any points on either side for this play.
Get ready to dance like the old days. It's Claude DeBruzzi, number 141.
So we have number 92, Tenacious Cheese, out for PPRD. And number 141, Claude DeBruzzi, out for Kansas City. And it looks like Cheese is out of the pack and is lead. Looks like Claude DeBruiser did take
And
off
4
their
points for
helmet cover,
Tenacious G's.
Kansas City blocker going to the box.
but their pivot is actually just being released from the penalty box, so they might be able to do a successful star pass.
And Cheese calls it off after 4 points.
Unfortunately, Cheese has called it off, so there was no star pass for that. We have
As bright as all the
911
stars in the
Starstruck
sky,
out
it's
there for
Starstruck, number
PPRD.
911.
Number 108.
And
the
number
Warden
108, the Warden for Kansas
for
City.
Kansas City.
We do have one blocker from Kansas City in the penalty box. And it looks like the Warden is out and is
The Warden
lead
is your
jammer.
lead jammer.
Looks like the pivot has been sent to the box for Pikes Peak.
The
number
pivot for
709.
Pikes Peak has been sent to the box, so unfortunately Star is unable to pass that star if they wanted to.
Some great defense from Starstruck right there.
And it
That's a
looks
4-point
like the
pass
Warden
for
was
the
able to get
Warden.
through and get those 4 points. Starstruck was able to also get through the pack on their initial. And the Warden has called it off. It looks like they got 2 points before calling it
Got 2
off.
points on that pass.
So that was a 6-point
for
jam
Kansas
for
City.
Kansas City.
We got number 30 Spilla for Pikes Peak.
Number 667.
So we have
Venomous
667
for Kansas
Venomous
City.
out for Kansas City, and number 30 Spilla for Pikes Peak Roller Derby. Ooh, it looks like Venomous did take a little bit of a fall there, but got right back up and is pushing through that pack, trying to get through. But
Yeah, Spilla as your
unfortunately,
lead jammer.
it looks like
Oh wait, no.
oh, so
correction.
Spilla.
There is no.
So the Warden is actually
Venomous is your lead jammer.
apologies.
Woo!
Venomous received
If
lead
you have a
jammer.
question on what just happened, find our Ask Me About Roller Derby person,
So-
and they can explain that to you.
Yeah, it's a little complicated.
Spilla did not receive lead jammer. It was actually Venomous who received lead. So Spilla is unable to call it, but Venomous has
And
called
Venomous
off
calls it
that
off
jam. So
After getting 4 points on
the
that pass.
reason that Venomous had lead is they got out of the pack
Number
first.
74.
Even
Rocco
though they were
Sacco.
pushed out of
On the line
bounds
for Pikes Peak.
after the fact and recycled to the
Quiet.
back of the pack,
It's
they
number
still
605.
they still kept that
The
lead jammer
shush.
status.
From Kansas City.
Spilla did get out of the pack after,
It's gotta be my favorite.
and
name
it
of the
did
night.
look like she was lead, but unfortunately she was not because Venomous was already
And
declared
right out in the
lead.
beginning, Rocco is your lead
beforehand.
jammer.
So it looks like in this next jam we have Rocco is now our lead jammer getting out of that pack, and they are skating against number 605.
We got 4 more
the
points. Look at
Shusher,
beautiful whip
who just
from
got
their
out.
teammate, Tops.
Oh, and that was a beautiful whip from Tops for Rocco. And Rocco has called it off.
I wish I had more puns about Claude Debussy, but I don't. It is number 141, Claude Debussy on the line for
So we
Kansas
have
City.
141, Claude DeBruzy for Kansas City, and 911, Starstruck
Official timeout.
for
Well,
Pikes
they
Peak
are
Roller
officially
Derby.
timing out.
Looks like we have an
You
official
also have
timeout
Starstruck.
currently.
911 on the line is as hot as all the stars in the night sky.
I love it when the jammers dance on when it's official timeouts. It makes it like we're so friendly, and we are. Off the track, we are very friendly.
And on the track, we're pretty friendly.
All right, it looks
We just like to
like
get people.
our official
That's the sport of it.
I'm
timeout
not friendly on
is
the track.
done.
Oh my god. I try to be friendly. I try.
All right, and Star is creeping in on
big
the
hit.
outside. It looks like
And everybody
there was
got
a
up. We're
big hit on
okay.
Star.
Sometimes it's a game
We
of
also got a
dominoes.
big hit on Claude DeBrucy. These blockers are definitely giving our jammers some really big hits, trying to keep them back as much as possible.
Great recycle.
And it looks like Star has made it through the pack and is lead jammer.
Starstruck is your lead
Claude
jammer.
Brucey has been sent
And
to
it's a
the
power jam
box.
for Pikes Peak
So
All-Stars.
this is now
Claude
considered
Brucey is
a
in the box
power
for
jam.
Kansas City.
Since Star is the lead jammer, Star can call this off whenever she likes. But Claude Brucey does have to serve their 30 seconds in the penalty box before being able to come back out, finish their initial, and then try and get points. It looks like we have Claude Brucey is standing up, so they're in their final seconds of the penalty. They have been released. So Claude Brucey is now re-entered. She took off her cover and has successfully passed it to number 118 from Kansas
There was
City.
a start pass at Kansas City to number 118.
And it looks like that was Raina Payne.
Raina Payne is now your
So
jammer for
Raina
Kansas
Payne
City.
is now our jammer for Kansas City. And it looks like Starstruck has called off this jam.
Looks like Star called that one off. 4 points.
Pikes Peak All-Stars is calling an official review.
All right, so it looks like Pikes Peak is calling an official review.
While we're in this official review, I would like to remind everybody for halftime of Game 2, be a wheel star. Roll a wheel and win $20 Pikes Peak Roller
So
Derby
while we're on
swag
this
gift
official
card.
review, I do
You
have
want to
some fun
participate,
facts
sit down
actually
to the
from
floor area at
Kansas
halftime
City
in the
Plan
second
B.
game.
So fun fact about Megatron is
Be
she
on the
likes
lookout and
pickles.
volunteer to
I love
participate.
pickles,
Each wheel
so
star will get two
totally
chances to
in
roll.
that with you,
Roll
Megatron.
a skate wheel in the highest scoring spot. Wheel
Mahler
star
has
with
received
the
13
most points
stitches
wins
while
the
skating,
prize. Prove
in
to
the
your
worst spot on
friends
the body
you're a
you can
wheel
imagine.
Roller Derby star and walk away with exclusive Pikes Peak
Stinger
Roller Derby merch.
is a trader to Pikes Peak, also aspires to be as tall as Claus. So, if you know Claus or not, so Claus is actually coaching currently. Claus is 4'11", and that's why her number is 411. So I feel like that is definitely a little bit of a joke to be as tall as Claus, but we love Claus.
As we go through this official review, I would like to say that is, I see the Warden, number 108 from Kansas
So I
City,
also
lining up
have
as jammer
some fun facts about our All-Stars here at Pikes Peak Roller Derby.
I just said that. Number 28, Sing.
So,
Number 6,
a
Hex.
fun fact about
Number
Ivana
240,
Tormentia is she
Fatal
made a
Plus
wedding dress.
as your pivot. Hold on 1 second.
For Rippin' Rooster, she's both a grandma and a toddler mom.
Looks like Pikes Peak Roller Derby All-Stars. We're looking for an official review on skating out of
Helm
bounds penalty.
was a circus
That
performer for
official review is
3
not granted.
years.
They lost
That
their
is
official
very
review.
interesting. I need to get the story behind that. So it looks like our official review is
Number
over.
30 Spilla for the Pikes
We
Peak
have
Derby
number
All-Stars.
30 Spilla out for Pikes Peak, and 108 the Warden for Kansas City. And
she's
Spilla
out the pack.
has
Spilla is your lead
gotten
jammer.
out of the pack and is our lead jammer. Number 108 did remove their helmet, but it looks
Wonderful
like
offense from Kansas City there.
they are putting that
Cleared
helmet
the
cover
entire
back
pack.
on. So when a jammer removes their
Looks like they
helmet
called that
cover,
one off.
Number
they
4
need to
points.
make sure to
One,
put it
two- is
back
that T-Rex
on
in the box over there?
before re-engaging with the pack. If they don't receive
so.
any points.
I
So
can't see the number.
those jammers really do need to keep track of if they have their helmet cover on
And
or
number
not.
92, Tenacious Cheese for Pikes Peak.
Hiss, hiss, number 667.
All right, so
It's
we have number
Venomous.
92, Tenacious Cheese, out. And 667, Venomous, out for Kansas City. Woo, and it looks like Kansas City Venomous has
667,
received
Venomous is your
lead jammer, and Tenacious Cheese is right behind her, and Venomous has called it
And
off.
Kansas City calls it off because number 92, Pikes Peak Derby All-Stars, Tenacious Cheese is right behind them.
With about 10 minutes left in this game, we've got Starstruck.
All right, so we have about 10 minutes left in this half.
And looks like we
Official
have
timeout?
official timeout.
And our score currently is
That's one way to quiet them
189
down.
for Pikes
Another
Peak
way
All-Stars and
is to put
41
number
for Kansas City.
605, The Shusher on the line for Kansas City.
We do have number 605, the Shusher for Kansas City, out on the line, and number 911, Starstruck, out for the PPRD All-Stars. We are currently on an official timeout. All right, so that official timeout has ended. All right, and it looks like Kansas City has two
power stop
blockers
for the
in the
All-Stars.
box.
And Starstruck
And
is your lead
Starstruck
jammer.
has obtained lead jammer
Kansas City started
status and
with
is
two
making her way
blockers in the box
around the
now.
track. And Starstruck has gone through the track, and it
slide
looks
by on
like
one
she
foot. Starstruck
got
for
through
4
on
points.
one leg on the outside of that
Number
pack and
709,
got those 4
Pikes
points.
Peak All-Stars, Rita Repulsa going to the box for a directional penalty.
Looks like Rita Repulsa has been sent to the box for a directional from Pikes Peak, and it looks like Kansas City, all of their blockers have been released from the penalty box. So we have all the Kansas City blockers out, and it looks like we have two Pikes Peak Roller Derby
And
blockers.
Starstruck is out
in
of
the
pack
penalty
again
box.
for another 4 points.
Starstruck has
Beautiful footwork.
received another 4 points. And it looks like Rita Repulsa has been released from the box, Pikes Peak Roller Derby's pivot. And it looks like the Shusher is trying to get through that pack of Pikes Peak Roller Derby blockers to get
Great
those
over
points.
Shorty.
All right, and Star has called
Star
it.
called it off after getting 2 points.
Oh, it looks like they got 4 points on that.
Excellent.
Number 141.
All right, it looks
Claude
like Kansas
Luzzi on
City
the line
did
for
get those
Kansas
4
City.
points.
And
So the
Spilla,
Shusher, even
3-0
though
for Pikes Peak.
she was recycled back a few times, she did pass all 4 blockers' hips at one point in time during that jam. So she was able to get those 4 points. Even though she was stuck behind that pack at the end, she did pass every one of those blockers' hips. So that's why she was able to still get those 4 points.
And Spilla is your lead jammer.
All right, it looks like Spilla is our lead jammer for Pikes Peak, and we have Claude
And
DeBruiser
4
right
points.
behind,
4 points for Spilla.
but Spilla has called it off before Claude DeBruiser could get to that pack and get any points. So we have number 74, Rocco Sackham, out for Pikes Peak, and number
108.
108, the Warden, out for Kansas City.
It's all
And number 74, Rocco Sackham for Pikes Peak.
All right, and it looks like Kansas City is
Big
doing
hit on
a
the
great
inside of the
job
track there.
bridging there. So as you can see, there were
Rocco
multiple
with your lead,
blockers stretched out,
Gemma!
trying to help with that 10-foot rule. So there are markers on the floor that show how far apart our pack is from additional players. So when there's bridging happening, it's to try and stretch that out as much as possible so that the blocker could potentially hold back that jammer as long as possible to get their jammer to be able to push that pack up so that they don't have to keep stretching out so far. So when you see that and you see one person just kind of standing there and you're thinking, you know, move, what are you doing? Go help your jammer. They are. It may not seem like it, but they are. Based off of how roller derby is played, you need to have that. They can only be 10 feet away from each other. So if you go past that 10 feet mark, you have to release that jammer. So,
Sure, our
yeah.
photographer's got some good shots of us.
All right, that last jam, it looks like Rocco got 4 points.
It's nice to see jammers
before they called it off.
Especially number 667.
And we
I
have
thought they were
another
venomous.
official review happening right now, and we have about 6 minutes left in this period.
I'm here for the cheesy jokes and drinks after the game.
See you there, good company.
Kansas City on that official review is looking for a low block penalty. They did not get that. They did not win that official review, so they will lose that.
So it looks like that official review came from Kansas City, and they were looking for a low block penalty. Unfortunately, they did not succeed in obtaining that low block penalty to be awarded. All right, so it looks like we have 911 Starstruck and 667 Venomous out for Kansas City. Looks like Starstruck has been recycled back, and Venomous has obtained lead jammer status.
And is now your lead jammer.
And Starstruck has taken off their
Number
helmet
86 of
cover,
Kansas City,
but
receiving
has
penalty.
made it
Will be
through
going
the
to
pack.
box.
And Starstruck is putting that helmet cover back on, because like I stated earlier, she cannot make
4
points if she
for
does
Starstruck
not have that
before the
helmet
jam
cover
is called
on.
off.
Starstruck did get 4 points
I got 3 points.
before
on
Venomous
that before
did
the
call that off, and it
before
looks
Kansas
like
City called it
Venomous did get 3 points for that jam.
Number 30 Spilla for Pikes Peak.
So
I
we
heard
have
she's a big
3-0
deal, but
Spilla
everybody
out there for Pikes Peak.
It's number 605.
And we have number
the Shusher.
605, the Shusher, out for Kansas City.
Great recycle by
All
Kansas
right,
City 120.
and Spilla was recycled back by Kansas City 120. And
Beautiful bean dip for Spilla to get out
Spilla
of the
did
pack.
do a beautiful bean dip
Spilla's
to
your
get
lead
through
jammer.
and get that lead jammer
Lead jammer.
status.
Like the things that my mom used to make for soccer practices?
Similar,
And
but not
Spilla has gotten through the pack once
quite.
more
That's when you
and got
dip
their
so
initial
low,
4
You're able
points.
to get past a blocker.
Oh, so not the same.
Unfortunately not.
Oh,
No,
All
it's
right, and it looks like 605, the Shusher, has gotten out of the pack as well and has pushed Spilla out.
And Spilla's keeping going.
Kansas City Jammer tried to
But
knock Spilla out
unfortunately,
and did, but was unable to keep her feet.
the Shusher was
Keep
unable
their
to
feet.
keep her feet inside bounds in order to get Spilla to have to recycle back. So Spilla was able to get through.
Great recycling by Kansas City right
All right, and Spilla, it looks like, is got through those blockers and received those 4 points.
Melee's
And
gone
Spilla
to the
has
box
called it.
for a cut track.
Yeah, looks like Pikes Peak's
And
got one
it
in the
looks
box
like
for the next
Pikes
jam.
Peak Roller Derby melee was sent to the box for a cut track.
That's
So
4
a
points
cut
for
track
the
is if you are
Shusher
out of
on
bounds
that pass. Number 141,
and do
Claude
not
Labruzzi
recycle
on the
back.
line for Kansas City.
And number 92, Tenacious Cheese.
So we have number 92, Tenacious Cheese, and number
I heard it. It was a great.
141, Claude DeBruiser, out for Kansas City. It looks like Claude DeBruiser was recycled back.
Great recycling by Rooster from Pikes Peak.
Tell you
And
what,
Rooster has
both
recycled
teams'
Claude
blockers
DeBruiser
right
back
now are putting on a
once
show.
more.
They're
Keeping
doing
their
the work.
jammers back.
And Cheese is really working to get through that Kansas City blocking tripod out there. Looks like Rooster went in to provide some offense. And Millennial Falcon has been released from the box from Pikes Peak Roller Derby. Rooster is providing some offense for Cheese to get through, and it looks like Cheese was able to get through, but unfortunately those Kansas City blockers did reform at the top of the pack.
Still fighting through walls. Neither jammer seems to be getting any headway through this.
So neither jammer is
Oh,
currently
well,
lead
she picked it right up. Good
lead
job.
status.
It always stinks when you lose the star.
This is a very defensive fight. Both walls.
So as you can
excellent
see,
effort on
Roop
this.
and Rooster, number
Keeping
80,
three
is
jammers-
bridging.
Keeping 2 jammers back for this long in a jam is incredible.
And it looks like Cheese was finally able to get out and is now lead jammer.
Valiant effort.
There is a star pass for Kansas City, number 118.
118 is now
your
our
jammer for Kansas
jammer for Kansas City. And that is Raina Payne. All right, so that was a solid 2-minute jam.
And with about a minute left.
Wow, that went fast.
It
I know
looks
does. It might be
like
the last jam. We'll see though.
Cheese was able to get 3 points
Number
on that
108,
jam.
the Warden for Kansas City on the line.
And number
All right, so we have 911 Starstruck
I like
for
it when you
Pikes
say
Peak,
911.
and number 108, the Warden for Kansas City. And we are coming up on our last 30 seconds of the jam, of this jam. So we shall see. Even if the period clock does end,
The Warden
the
is your
jam
lead
can
jammer.
still go for 2 minutes
I need
if
the
the
Warden
jammer
to teach me that
decides
move.
to.
Yeah, that was
Looks like the
great.
Warden has received lead jammer status and is making their way through the pack and has called it off.
No points for Starstruck on that one.
All right, it looks like Starstruck
2
didn't,
for
was
Kansas
not
City on
able to
that.
make it to the pack to get any points on that jam,
Maybe this might be the last jam.
We'll see.
but it looks like we have 6 seconds
Yeah, one
left.
team's gonna have to-
So,
That's right,
Yep.
we got 30 Spilla for Pikes Peak.
yep. So
number
that
67,
is the
Venomous.
end of this
Ooh, that is the end
period.
of official time.
And we
And we're gonna
are
review the
reviewing the
scores
scores,
and
and
wait
we will
until the
see
whistle
what
blows.
our official
Yeah,
score
that
is.
is the final scores.
We'll leave it to our officials.
And that is the end
All
of
right,
game.
so the
Still
official
reviewing
score-
the scores here.
All right, yep, the official
give it up
score is
for
still
both
being
teams.
reviewed.
Absolutely great showing from both teams.
We're
today.
gonna have a victory lap here. If you want to come down and high five the players.
All right, so the
Huge
final
shout out to
score
Kansas City
has
for
been
traveling all
posted,
this way.
and we're
We
looking at
appreciate
Pikes
you and
Peak
all your
All
fans.
Stars are at 226, and
That is the
Kansas
final
City
score. Pikes Peak Roller
was
Derby
at
All-Stars, number
54.
226.
We want to give a
Kansas City
huge shout out to
Plan B,
Kansas City
54.
for coming out
That's right.
and skating with us here at Pikes Peak in Colorado. And I want to thank all of our listeners who tuned in to watch this amazing game. I hope you guys have a great night, and stay tuned after our halftime for our second bout that we have this later today. So we have our Slamazons from Pikes Peak Roller Derby will be
Let's make some
playing
noise for
against
both teams
Kansas
here.
City's B team as well. So tune
Everybody
back in
stick
so you
around
can check
for
out
game
that second
2.
game.
Or we have Pikes Peak Roller Derby, Slamazons racing Naughty Pies.
Kansas, your MV Jammer, number 108. 108. MV Blocker, 120. 120. Our MV Ref, Cookies. Cookies, if you can come back out. And MV NSO, Cal. Everybody give it up one more time for our MVPs from game one. MILF and Cookies, if you can come out and get your award. MILF and Cookies.
If you want to participate, just head down to the floor area at halftime. The second halftime, be on the lookout and volunteer to participate. A couple of fun facts about your Slamazons out there. Mistress can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 1 minute. And it's true, I've seen her do it. And she can even solve the other ones that are bigger than a Rubik's Cube. I've seen it. Tamale was set on fire once. That's a fun fact. I don't know how fun that was, but Shark has a unique print. Wait, no. Her fun fact is that every tongue has a unique print. I knew that. Did you know that, Pence? She's busy. Just the fun facts about Slamazon. Oh, Christy likes to oh, wow. I cannot. This is a family-friendly game. vision. I hear it at the Bunions is a real thing. I hate that. Mocha Artichoka, she will literally destroy you soon as you. Wait, I'm sorry. She will literally destroy you soon as you look at me. That just makes sense. One time, I had a dream about her that I accidentally missed her birthday party, and she yelled at me for such a long time, but in reality, she was very soft-spoken and cares deeply about the people in their life, I'm just going to say. Yes. All kinds of fun facts.
Hulk Hoagie of Naughty Pines has also stepped up for the team in a huge way this past year, and they could not be the same team they are without her, and how much she takes care of the team. She's a delightful, multifaceted person with a lot of skills. Bunyan provided these notes. Bunyan's favorite is her triple Lutz backflip. Hopefully we'll get to see that tonight.
I'm pretty sure we're going to see that tonight. Let's talk about some of their coaches.
Welcome back. We're getting ready for our second game. My name is Starstruck. I do have Sluggernaut with me, keeping track of some stats for the game. But get used to hearing my voice because you're stuck with me. Ha ha. I'm just going to go ahead and start by thanking some of our sponsors. So to start off, we got to thank Jimmy John's. Tonight's action is brought to you in part by Jimmy John's on Rangewood and Woodman. Freaky fast and always ready to deliver. Just like your favorite jammer hitting the track. I hope that was me last game. Whether you're celebrating big hits or gearing up for the next jam, Jimmy John's has you covered with fresh, fast sandwiches that don't miss. Also, 6 visits to the Hartselle location can earn you a free entry to our next bout. Swing by Jimmy John's for details and keep the good times rolling. If you hear me panting, I'm so sorry. In order to get up here to stream announce, we have to run up the stairs, and I just skated, so I'm still trying to catch my breath again. So be nice to me on the stream. I see we have Molly Kundal, 5925, saying, "Go Pines and go Bunny." I agree. The Naughty Pines have a special place in my heart, so I'm so excited for this game because I love my Slamazons and I love my Naughty Pines. We are also going to shout out real quick Main Nerve. Tonight's bout is proudly supported by Main Nerve Cybersecurity, helping businesses stay protected, resilient, and one step ahead, just like a strong defensive line on the track. Main Nerve Cybersecurity works behind the scenes to keep systems safe so you can focus on what matters most. And a special shout out to the owner, John, a huge fan of Pikes Peak Roller Derby, who's likely cheering right alongside the track tonight. He is. I spotted him. We appreciate his support. All right. So we are about to get rolling. We have about 5 minutes left. And I'm going to shout out our skating officials. For Game 2, we have Marquis Desas. They are our head ref. We have Junior Hu, Beck, Milfin Cookies, Triceratops, Serious Business, and Hellhound, and Rooster as an alt. And then for our non-skating officials, keeping the peace, we have the Morrigan, Burnt Toast, Beezus Christ, Fanny Fister, Outrageous, Avocado Smash, La Mera Calavera, Rampunzel, and Hex Appeal.
Becky Briggs Law. Tonight's action is proudly supported by Becky Briggs, a skilled defense attorney dedicated to protecting the rights of her clients with expertise, strategy, and tenacity. Just like a jammer navigating the path, Becky Briggs fights hard to keep her clients safe and strong. Give it up for Becky Briggs Law, defending our community both on and off the track. Bex has definitely gotten me out of a couple of pickles, that's for sure.
All right.
And when I say pickles, I mean...
I see you, Nom. We love a Starstruck stream commentator. Thank you. I love me too sometimes. I'm still trying to catch my breath and organize all of my papers. So we are going to go ahead and read off our teams for the night. So our host team are the Slamazons. They will be in black. We have 107, Hot Tamale. We have 123, Dora the Destroyer. 130, Colonel Panic. 331, Christy Cuffs. 34, Maladaptive Mistress. 39, Bruce Wayne. 46, Mad Smacks. 587, Short Circuit. 66, Slayer Moon. 713, Squid Vicious. 74, Rocco Sock'em. 75, Sharkbait. 8, Sweet and Sour. 92, Tenacious Cheese. 99, Atomic Ash. Our staff tonight are Melee, Ducky, Bob, Chaos, and Sass.
One of them being getting my hair done by Mister. I'm looking fabulous. I have wonderful hair. I also got my hair cut by Mister recently.
And then we have our Naughty Pines. They are in white. They're doing the warm-ups right now. You have 00 Bunyan Rings. You have 10 Miller Fight. 123 Hooked on Onyx Esquire. 159 Little Miss No Sunshine. 257 Flickin' A. 27 Merciless Savage. 31 Mary Death Pyre. 316 Tufted Hip Mouse. That one's going to be fun for me to say all night. 44 Mocha Artichoke. 5 Arabacadabra. Y'all are just trying to trip me up, Naughty Pines. 509 Mirror Brawl. 53 Hulk Hoagie. 5643 Seahorse Captain. I do know that they are coaching tonight. 888 Pharaoh Bone Breaker. 911 my number buddy, Arson Daly. And we have 513 Annie Chokley. 11 Deadhead Moth. 787 Victoria. 113 Duck and Shover. 66 Demonica. And our staff are Dangle Fett, Rowdy Randy, Curtalicious MD, and Annie Chokley. I do know that our Seahorse Captain is coaching instead of playing, so I'll find out which alt is playing instead. It does look like it's Annie Chokley, potentially. Y'all, I'm so excited for this game. I know I mentioned it before, and I'm going to say it again. So not only do the Slamazons have my heart, but Naughty Pines are the first team I ever saw play roller derby, ever. It was a long time ago. But they continue to be just one of my favorite teams. They have the best vibes. They're super fun, and they play a good game. They were also the Slamazons' first sanctioned bout. So we have a good relationship with them, and we just adore them. And I cannot wait to tell you some of the fun facts that they gave us tonight. It has been hilarious reading them. I'm so excited. 37 seconds.
Alrighty, we're going to get this second game started very shortly. And I'm going to introduce the Naughty Pines. Number 00 is Bunyan Rings. Number 10, Miller Fight. 123 is Hooked on Onyx Esquire. 159 is Little Miss No Sunshine. 257 is Flickin' A. 27 is Merciless Savage. 31
All right.
is Mary Death Pyre. 316 is the Tufted Hip Mouse.
Everyone's getting into their spots or having their last little huddles. I anticipate a really good, close game.
509 Mirror Brawl. Number 50. Woo! Number 53 is Hulk Hoagie.
And there's the whistle to start. Looks like rolling out for the Slamazons. We have Mistress on the line up against Bunyan, or Bunny for short.
On the bench, they have Dangle Fett, Rowdy Randy.
According to the fun facts, Bunyan Rings has been diagnosed with stage 3 bunions and is currently in treatment to see if any of this can be relieved. Good luck to that. And the first jam is off. You have Bunyan pushing up at the front.
We have number 38,
while 159 drags Mistress all the way back. Bunyan is out with lead. First lead of the game done. Beautiful star pass from Mistress to Mad Smacks. And Mad Smacks is out. And Bunyan's being bopped around by some... Ooh. That was some beautiful toe stop work. I did see a nod from Sirius saying that Bunyan was in. It does look like we have 1-0 going to the penalty box for the Naughty Pines. So the Slamazons will be starting with a small pack advantage. But what a good first jam for the Naughty Pines, putting up 4 points. We got Cheese on the line up against, I believe that is 509 Mirror Brawl. Cheese is out for lead. And Mirror Brawl is fighting up against Colonel in the back, which is never fun to fight against. Does look like Cheese gets through for 4 points. And Mirror Brawl is working, beautiful toe stop work, working through that pack at the top. Ooh, gets hit out by Sweets and rolled back. Cheese is fighting up against Onyx and calls it off. Putting up, the points are being debated. Putting up 7 points total for the Slamazons. My favorite thing about watching Mirror Brawl, the jammer for Naughty Pines that just went out, they always smile. Always. On the line now, we have Ash up against, I cannot see the numbers from here. Tufted Hit Mouse. Beautiful. That was a nice hit out by Circuit on Tufted Hit Mouse. Ooh, beautiful side surf through, but Ash did snag lead and calls it off before Tufted Hit Mouse can get any points. You know, the fun fact for one of the fun facts for Tufted Hit Mouse is you may think that our name comes from a type of bird, and you're correct. If you know anything about birds, you know that they can fly and quote unquote, wowie wowie, so can mouse. On the line, we have Rocco grinning up against Bunyan Rings, or Bunny for short. I love to see the smiles on their faces. Bunny is just pushing, driving those blockers apart at the top, gets lead. It does look like Squid is going to the box. It looks like for a forearm. Rocco is out, took off the star, and Bunny is coming in hot for some points. Nice. That one-footed glide around snagged the last point needed. So Bunny puts up 4 points on the board. Hi, Bones. I hope you're healing. Bones says, let's go Slams.
Lining up for Naughty Pines, we have number 509. And for the Slamazons, number 34, Maladaptive.
On the line now, we have Mistress up for the Slamazons up against Mirror Brawl, who is most likely smiling again. And it does look like some nice O is being played by the Naughty Pines, but Mistress gets out with, Mistress gets a cut and goes to the box, and Mirror Brawl gets lead. And I did see the smile on Mirror Brawl's face. Looks like she's giving some direction about what she wants done on the track. And is following some offense given by their pivot. Little Miss No Sunshine gets 4 points and calls it. And yet again, there's that smile. Mistress is standing in the box, so this will be a power start for the Naughty Pines, and they have 316 out there. That is Tufted Hit Mouse again. Maybe we'll see her fly. Wowie, wowie. as it says on the fact sheet.
Lining up for Naughty Pikes. 316.
And it looks like Tufted Hitmouse is deploying some offense. Hulk Holgi cleaned up that inside line just enough for Tufted Hitmouse to snag lead, but Mistress is out and ready to hit that pack hard. Squid stopped Tufted Hitmouse. Ooh, Colonel takes her back. And that side surf is really getting Mouse through a lot of people. It's beautifully done. Mistress is fighting at the top. Ooh. And Hulk Hoagie did knock Mistress down along with Arabicadabra. Please forgive me. I'm doing my best with these names. And it does look like Mouse is through for 4 points, is coming back for more. Hungry, hungry Mouse. Woo! Beautiful, and calls it off after snagging 4 more points. I feel like that should be 4 more points. Yes, beautiful. And hi, Eric, I see you, and I love you too.
Number 92, Tenacious Cheese lining up for the Slamazons. We got 66 players.
So far, it is the Slamazons at 7, Naughty Pines at 19. On the line, we have Bunion Rings and Tenacious Cheese. Bunny does wild things on the line to confuse the wall and the jammer, and I feel like it works really well. Bunny also just seems to be an energizer bunny and does get pushed out by Short Circuit and recycles back quickly, is taking advantage of some of the chaos and gets through for lead. Cheese did take the star off and is contemplating a pass, but honestly might just push through. Bunny inserts themselves into that wall and is just driving, honestly. Beautiful teapot by Christie does make Bunny have to reevaluate the inside line, and Cheese breaks free. And Bunny calls it off. How many points did Bunny put up? 4 points for Bunny.
Atomic Ash jamming for the Slamazons.
And there's Mirror Brawl smile. I'm telling you, always smiling. On the line, you got Mirror Brawl 509 for the Naughty Pines up against Atomic Ash 99 for the Slamazons. Ash is shoving through that wall up front, really just relying on brute strength there. Mirror Brawl is as well at the back. Squid is going up to play some offense. Ooh, but it does look like Arabicadabra knocks Ash out and draws them all the way back. This is a physical wall and physical game. Having played with these guys just a few months ago, or just last month, they're fantastic, but man, they definitely have grown a lot in the last few years. Looks like Ash is battling a 4 wall up at the front, and Mirror Brawl is battling a 3 wall, but does get a cut track on Colonel Panic. So it is a power jam for Slamazons and Ash. Sweets is trying to play some offense, and Ash is through for lead. Good job. Perfect time to say Ash's fun fact is that they traveled to Russia, because why not? Weaves through and gets Onyx's point. It does look like Colonel knocks Onyx out to keep Pack back there, but Arson Daly knocks Ash out and draws them all the way back. That's my number buddy, 911, Arson Daly. And Ash re-enters legally and has to now push through that wall again. Nice offense from Colonel Panic and DD to get some bodies off of them. And Ash calls it. Ash puts up some points. I did not see how many.
All right. The Slamazon's walkers out there are Hot Tamale number 107, Short Circuit
It does
number
look like
587,
somebody's getting a cut
and
track.
Snacks number 46. And Christy, I see Christy out there too. Hey, Christy.
Ash is being sent to the box on a cut track, so it does look like it'll be a power start for Naughty Pines again. So it looks like Tufted Hitmouse is going to take advantage of that.
So yes, this jam means a power start.
Looks like there's a 2-on-2 wall. Ooh, but Tufted Hitmouse just fights through the middle of it. Didn't need offense there, but I'm happy to see that their blockers were set up for it anyways. Following some offense, it looks like 3-1. Mary Death Pyre was given some offense up front. Beautiful. Gets through on that inside line. And Ash is standing and re-entering now. So the power jam is over.
Ash back on the track.
Let's see how this works out. Beautiful truck and trailer. 1-0 Miller Fight. Ooh, yeah. Miller Fight cleared that inside line just enough for Mouse to get through and then continued and hit Ash. That was a hard hit. Does look like another star pass to Matt's Max, and Matt's Max is running for their life.
There was a star pass, you're right.
Snug Pope, that was a delayed call. And Mouse calls it off after putting 2 more points on the board. So that was an 10-point jam total for the Naughty Pines. Out there you see Rocco and Bunny doing some silly stuff. Nope. Oh, Bunny does that trick a lot more, I bet.
Oh, it's Rocco, no surprise.
I love the energy that these teams are bringing. Rocco has survived 3 collapsed lungs and is still pushing. That is their fun fact. So, and look at them push. Push, push, push. Who needs lungs, right? Rocco snags the lead. And there is some penalties being called. Looks like 5-1-3 and 5-3 are both going to the box. I wonder if that is correct. Rocco gets 4 points on the board. Yes, and Bunny does get through with some beautiful toast-off work on that outside line.
And calling it off. Smart move.
There is a timeout.
An official timeout. That's what Toasty's doing with his hands.
I also don't know if
That's a timeout. That's beautiful.
the Naughty Pine should have 4 points on the board right now, so I wonder if that is going to be discussed.
I used to take a lot of pride in how I would carry out my timeout hand signal.
They are releasing one of them. I'm willing to bet
Assessment, it means a lot to me.
there was one penalty issued. They were confused on which skater for 5-1-3 or 5-3. And so 5-1-3 is released from the box because they did nothing wrong.
Oh, I see you, Gob. Gob's one of our non-skating officials, our head non-skating
So Annie
official.
Chokley
And it's Gob's
is innocent.
birthday today. Happy birthday, Gob.
But
Happy
Hulk Hoagie
birthday, Gob.
deserved that penalty. I don't know what penalty, and I'm so
Hey,
sorry.
Gob, it's your birthday. It's your birthday.
They also removed the 4 points from the Naughty Pines, put 4 more points on the Slamazons. And on the line now, you have Mirror Brawl up against Maladaptive Mistress. And it looks like Little Miss No Sunshine is really making the sun not shine for Mistress. Mistress is pushing at the back. Mirror Brawl is pushing at the front, both fighting through tripods. Woo! Whatever happened there worked in favor for Mistress and is now pushing at the front only against Little Miss Sunshine. Oop! And snags lead. while Short Circuit is drawing Mira Baral back. Mira Baral does take off the star and passes it to Little Miss No Sunshine. Little Miss No Sunshine is taking no prisoners. Mistress is coming through for some points. Beautiful. Sneaks through the outside to get 4 points, while Slayer personally escorts Little Miss No Sunshine back to the back of the pack. Good job, Slayer. Looks like Miller Fight knocked Mistress out and drew her back just a little bit. And now Little Miss No Sunshine is out, but did not get to score any points.
That is a lifesaver for sure. However, if the star is not put on the helmet,
There was 3 points put up for Mistress, but I do see the outside pack ref issuing a cut track, and it does look like it's Mistress. Mistress was sent to the box for a cut track, so it's another power jam for the Naughty Pines. And now it is a timeout, I think, for Naughty Pines. So while we have the timeout, I'm going to thank another wonderful sponsor, and that is Gladys Rimkus Realtor. Tonight's bout is proudly supported by Gladys Rimkus Realtor, your MVP in real estate. Gladys brings excellent service, local expertise, and a people-first approach to every client she serves. From first homes to next chapters, Gladys is known for her dedication, strong communication, and making the process feel smooth and stress-free. And if you spot her on the track tonight, you're not imagining things. She's not just helping clients win in real estate, she's skating in one of today's games too, as our own Dora the Destroyer, or DD for short. Be sure to cheer her on and off the track.
Preston's one of our refs today. Preston, you go into the after party?
That's your who.
Oh, Junior who? He can't hear me.
Good hustle out there. So looks like on the line taking advantage of the power start is Tufted Hitmouse. Again, I feel like she has had every single power jam so far. So looks like the Naughty Pines are holding Squid back to hold pack. Beautiful toe stop work, gets lead. I did not know if that was going to happen, and that was beautiful. Squid now rejoins the pack just in time for some offense. That was a beautiful hit by Onyx. Cleared some people just enough for Tufted Hitmouse to get through on the out. And Mistress is back, playing some defense. Holy guacamole. Beautiful toe stop work once again. I really thought Mouse was going out with that hit from Sweets at the top, but stayed in. Star pass to Colonel Panic. Don't panic, Colonel has it. And now Sweets is going to the box for a forearm, but not before Mouse snags all 4 points. That was a 12-point jam for the Naughty Pines. I think that's the highest scoring jam we've had so far. And now it's an official review. So they probably won't tell us what the official review is for. So sorry, friends. But let me just go ahead and shout out another sponsor. So Main Vibe Studio. Tonight's action is brought to you by the Main Vibe Studio, your go-to salon and barber for bold color detailed cuts, expert beard work, and every style in between. Whether you're after a quick cleanup or a whole new look, they've got you covered, and it's owned by our very own Fanny Pfister. Show them some love and keep the vibes rolling. They are actually, Pfister is an NSO tonight, so looks pretty French sitting underneath the big scoreboard. And Pfister cuts my hair, Slugs' hair, does Claus' hair, like you name it, she does it. They are discussing the official review in the middle. It was called by Pikes Peak.
Oh, our booth.
Looks like Tops is telling the in-house announcers what they were calling.
Okay. So we'll give you guys the tea on that official review. Pikes Peak called the official review for a cut track call that was not made. However, the request was not
Pikes
honored
Peak was
and
looking
called
for a
not
cut
having
track, I
cut
believe,
track.
on the last Jammer
Thank you,
Mouse,
official.
but there was no call to be made, so the no call
Got
stands.
cheese on the line
So
and
Pikes
Jammer
Peak does not
for
retain the
the
review.
Slamazon.
On the line, we got Cheese up against Bunyan Rings, and Cheese busts through the middle to get lead, but Bunyan is right on their tail. Go, Cheese, go. Go, Bunny, go. Two sneaky fast jammers. I want to see how the packs react to this. Cheese, yes, sneaks through the inside line for all 4 points, and Bunny does not put up any, but I do love that Bunny did not stop to see if they can snag any of the points. That's what you got to do, is you got to keep busting through. On the line now, ooh, Miller Fight on the line for the first time for Naughty Pines. Miller Fight, her, has been throwing some good hits as a blocker. I'm intrigued to see her as a jammer, charging at that 2-wall up front. Does get lead. Ash is in the back for this Slamazons, fighting through. Smart and quick star pass to Colonel Panic. Ooh, but it looks like Araba Kadabra got them out, knocked them down, but Colonel got back up and started running, keeping Naughty Pines to 4 points.
Before Colonel could put the star on her helmet. We got Slayer Moon out there as pivot.
On the line now, we have Tufted Hitmouse up against Rocco. Rocco Sock'em. And Mouse is out with the lead, but Rocco right on their tail, dodging that hit from 3-1 Mary Deathpire. Two fast jammers coming up, and it does look like 159 was holding Hot Tamale in the back, snagged 1 point. Did Rocco get the point? Ooh, Rocco got so close to getting that point, but Mouse called it off just in time. It is a 0-1 jam. Ooh, but so close. Way to put on that speed, the afterburner. This leaves Slamazons at 29 and Naughty Pines at 50. On the line now, we have Bunyan Rings doing naughty Bunyan Rings things, and Mistress fighting through for the Slamazons. Looks like trying to use Squid as some offense. Oh, tried the one hand down, did not quite get that. And Bunyan Rings is out. But it looks like, okay, was awarded lead. Beautiful slide on the outside, but gets caught up top by Sweets and Bruise and Squid. Beautiful slide, gets 4 points. Sweets is out after a star pass. Keep going, Sweets. Beautiful. I love when my friends do fun things that they don't normally do. An attempted apex jump, but did not land it. Called it off smartly from their knees.
They sure are. I'm always amazed when I see them. I have short legs, so it's not something that's in my toolbox. Cheese, how do you feel about apex jumps?
I'm confused on the point.
You do them all.
On the line now, it does look like we have Cheese. And is that Miller Fight again? That is Miller Fight again. Fighting through that wall. Christy is the last one to move out of their way. Ooh, 888 took a good, or gave a good hit to Cheese, but fell with that. And Cheese is now through after passing 159. And Miller Fight calls it off on one skate. It does look like 159, Little Miss No Sunshine, is going to the box and then is joining Hulk Hoagie. I did not know when Hulk Hoagie went to the box. But that's okay. Listen. I cannot see it all. So Naughty Pines are down 2 people. On the track we have 4-4 Mocha Artichoke. And I can't quite see the other number, their pivot. And then for Jammers, we got Bunny, Bunyan Rings, up against Ash with Shark, Colonel, Squidly, and Dee Dee out on the track. We got a few more seconds of this team timeout. I'm going to go ahead and shout out tonight's bout is brought to you by Animal Dental Care and Oral Surgery. Keeping your pets healthy, happy, and ready to show off those winning smiles, just like Mirror Brawl. From routine cleanings to advanced oral surgery, their expert team delivers top-tier care with compassion and precision. Just like a solid block on the track, they've got your pet covered when it matters the most. On the line, Bunny runs back. I do wonder if they were knocked out. That is Arabacadabra. And Bunny still gets lead with 2 blockers on the track. That does not keep Ash back for long, though. Hulk Hoagie is back on the track just in time for Shark to go to the penalty box. You know, Bunny, I admire their attempts at apex jumps. I could not do it. That was a beautiful attempt, but I don't think it got any points. On the line now is Onyx and Rocco. They're chit-chatting. We're old friends over there. Onyx's fun fact, let me find it. I have like almost a novel of fun facts for the Naughty Pines. Onyx is a strange person, easily one of the most talented skaters you will see. You will see her doing somersaults on the track, and she is always accompanied by her trusty, fluffy sidekick, Liza. Liza is basically Onyx's familiar, short of any witchcraft that may or may not be present. I can speak for that. Currently Liza's in my apartment, hanging out with my animals, and I love Liza. Onyx is okay too. No, I'm kidding. I think I'm funny. Anyways, that official timeout is done, and on the line we have, it's a 3-on-3 wall, so not all the skates there, but it's an even wall for everyone. Ooh, Rocco tried some jammer defense, but that did not stop Onyx. Onyx is out for lead. It does look like 159 Little Miss No Sunshine is back out. Onyx gets all 4 points thanks to that amazing offense on the outside line. Slayer was going to try to hit her, but didn't quite get there. On the line again is Miller Fight up against Maladaptive Mistress. Mistress's fun fact is solved a Rubik's Cube in under 1 minute, but there's a 5 question mark, and I don't know what that means. Miller Fight hits that tripod hard, and it does look like Mistress has all 4 of the Naughty Pines on them. A no pack is called, forcing that speed up, but Miller Fight does get out and get lead. Nope, gets cut. And that is a star pass to Sweets, who's going to be thrilled to have a 2-minute jam. Think a pivot, my friends. They are set up for some offense, but 911 does knock Sweets down briefly. And Sweets is hitting through Naughty Pines, gets 4 points. They are set up for offense again. Let's see if it plays out. I do see Miller Fight standing in that penalty box. And this is why we have pivots do jammer drills in practice. Ooh. Miller Fight does bust through and is eligible to score points now. Sweets is being drawn back by Arson Daly, my number buddy. Sweets is not thrilled. 2-minute jams for anyone is rough. 2-minute jams for a pivot turn jammer is brutal. And, ooh, Sweets almost gets through. Does trip on, I think it was Mistress Escape, but that happens to the best of us. And now has to push through. Has gotten all 4 of those points. Has 23 seconds left on that clock. Good job, Sweets. And is just going to chill. A multiplayer on Squid, number 713, does put the Slamazons on a 3-wall instead of 4. I do see Colonel playing some offense against 4-4 on Naughty Pines. Mocha Artichoke to give Sweets some help to get some points. Getting 1 point on the board for Sweets. That is a 9-point jam for the pivot and 8 points for Miller Fight. It's okay, Sweets, we love you. Sweets' fun fact was provided to me the other day. Has gone cliff diving in Italy, but if you ask her daughter, she has no fun facts because she's not fun. And that is straight from the mouth of a child. Children are brutal. It is an official timeout. Everyone's taking a deep breath. So we'll read another sponsor. I might get them all this game. Hey. Tonight's action is proudly supported by Becky Briggs, a skilled defense attorney dedicated to protecting the rights of her clients with expertise, strategy, and tenacity. Just like a jammer navigating the pack, Becky Briggs fights hard to keep their clients safe and strong. Give it up for Becky Briggs Law, defending our community both on and off the track. Not that you can see it. Slugs and I are dancing up here, mainly because we have energy. Oh my gosh. On the line, we have Arabicadabra. I guess I'm going to learn to say that name real fast now. Up against Tenacious Cheese. Let's see. Arabicadabra. I bet you can't guess what her name is a reference to. That's right, Dracula. Haha. Everyone knows that when Dracula enters the room, he always says his catchphrase, Arabicadabra. And that's it. The Pines call her Rabid, and she is known for being an absolute powerhouse and scary to challenge. She is 100% bigger and taller and funnier than you without even trying. Oh, dang. The blow to your ego will be worse than the blow to your knees. Well, that's brutal. And she is jamming up against, pushes through to Molly and Christy. Cheese is in the back. Nice offense by Tamale and just scramble past 888 Pharaoh Bone Breaker. As a Rabid hits that tripod seam. Woo! Getting 3 points for the Naughty Pines, 0 points for Cheese. Another timeout.
A little known fact about our Slamazon jammer, Ash.
You know, that's fine.
traveled to Russia. And I think speaks Russian too, right? A little bit, okay. My mother used to call me this word in Russian, Domowick. It used to be devil child.
Okay, so Mouse is on the track again. And to continue, Mouse is involved with a lot of local communities, community outreach and advocacy, but our main shtick is the Parents Against Organized Plants, POOP for short, which is a local nonprofit that prevents the ever-serious plant uprising. Keep an eye on your succulents. They evolve to be cuter, so you take them in. Mouse will tell you all about it. In case you cannot tell, the Naughty Pines are super funny, and most of their fun facts are weird, and I love it. It looks like, you know, I'm going to shout out Dee Dee's fun fact, dislikes pickles and puts tahini on all fruit. Because why not? On the line, we got Atomic Ash against Mouse, and Ash busts through to the top, but Mouse does get lead. Ooh, Bunny is going to the box as the pivot. Good thing Mouse is out and doesn't need it. Beautiful toe stop work on the outside line. Does look like 257 for the Naughty Pines. Flickin' is going to the penalty box for a direction. You know, Derby is only meant to be played in one direction and one direction only, and it is not the direction that Flickin' A hit.
Lots of shouting and a timeout.
And now the Naughty Pines has a timeout. So, on the line is Mirror Brawl up against Rocco. Mirror Brawl is affectionately called Rory by the team. She is a Swiftie by nature and a Swiftie at heart. She is also a Swiftie in action as well as a Swiftie in passing. She is a Swiftie while she sleeps and a Swiftie while she weeps. What I'm telling you is that she really likes John Denver, and it would be a dream if John Denver could come watch us play sometime. Anyone have any John Denver hookups they could put us in touch with? Rory, the Swiftie, would really like it. I don't know what I'm reading anymore, my friends, but I'm reading fun things. Oh, while I was reading all about Mirror Brawl, they put out Miller Fight instead.
Just to clear things up, these fun facts that we are reciting to you have been brought to us. So we're just reading them as they come. I tell you, these were submitted by Bunny. Thank you very much, Bunny. These fun facts. We love Bunny greens, but not bunions.
All right, and on the line, Rocco gets out immediately on the outside line for lead, but Miller Fight is not far behind after some great offense given by 3-1 Mary Death Pyre. Rocco is sneaking through, hits Mary Death Pyre, does get past, and calls it. Putting up all 4 points. If not all 4 blockers are out on the track and the jammer passes one set of hips, they get all of the points that were in the penalty box. So even though Rocco only had 2 hips to pass, they put up 4 points because there were bodies in the box. Stay out of the box, don't be a point. We got Mirror Brawl on the line again, up against Mistress. I'm not going to read about the Swiftie again because that was a tongue twister. Beautiful offense by Colonel, gets Mistress out for lead, and then Colonel immediately turns and hits Mirror Brawl. That was a great play and great track awareness by Colonel. Big hit by, I think it was Arson Daly or Arabacadabra, knocks Mistress out. And Arson does draw her all the way back. Another cut track is given to Mirror Brawl, making this a power jam for Mistress and the Slamazons. Mistress does get drawn all the way back and is asking for some offense from her teammates. Colonel and Sweets both do it. Great job, Mistress. Finds that in on the inside line with a little hip flip and gets 4 points. It does look like Sweets and Colonel are trying to keep pack. Sweets does go to the box, but that doesn't stop Mistress from getting all 4 points with a smooth move. And Mistress calls it off, but not before Mirror Brawl is released from the box.
Just gotten out of the box.
Out of the box. Anyway, sorry. From my childhood. Next up, Cheese is on the line, and Cheese's fun fact is they're a twin. I didn't know that. Where's your twin, Cheese? Up against Mouse. A mouse and cheese.
This is the fun fact for Cheese. She's
Mouse and Cheese. Cheese, don't let the mouse get you. But Mouse does break through to Molly and short circuit and gets lead. Cheese is working at the back, bouncing the blockers around, really making them move. Does remove the helmet for her really awesome Cheese helmet. Oh, but it'll be a 2-minute jam because Mouse does get a back block and is sent to the box. So Cheese is fighting through. It does look like Sweets is released from the box, so Pivot is back. A great fake star pass. Cheese is stuck on Mary Deathpire and 159. Little Miss No Sunshine. I promise you, I will get that name before the end of the game. Does pass to Cheese does pass the star to Sweets. And it is now another 2-minute jam for Sweets. Think a pivot today, my friends. Sweets is now jamming, but that does not stop Mouse from getting out and putting up points because they were already eligible for points. So Sweets is now pushing the wall. Ooh, beautiful one-footed little like twist around. Is very cognizant about Cheese drawing her back all the way. Cheese and Sweets had a nice little blocker moment briefly. Oh. And Mouse is going to the penalty box for a cut this time. So another power jam for Sweets.
4 points for
Sweets puts up 4 points and is going through, but only has a few more seconds before this second half, or the first half ends. So let's see if she gets at least 1 point. Good job. All right, that is halftime. This half we are doing Chuck-a-Puck, and then as well we will have a little halftime game. It'll be so much fun. We will be back shortly. Don't go anywhere. Take a drink, eat some food. Tell me about your hopes and dreams in the chat, and we will be back to read them. See you in about 14 minutes.
Alrighty, we're gonna get our Chuck-a-Puck ready to go.
Yes, Chuck-a-Puck. This is one of our mainstays in our halftime shows, where you get to buy some chucks or pucks. Chucks. You can buy chuck too, but I don't know how much it costs. Okay, so you get some pucks, and there's targets on the ground, and you want to try to get your puck either on the target or closest to. But we will give you the cue of when to start doing all that. They're setting it up. Our wonderful league members doing the most, especially Zippy, doing the most always. Thank you, Zip. We appreciate you. When are you coming back to skate? I don't have power like that, but thank you for thinking I do. We are governed by more than one. All right. Oh, hi, Jaeger. Jaeger, you have pink and green in your hair. The
Zippy, are
Pikes
you
Peak
okay with getting hit with pucks? We have to do Chuck-a-Puck.
Ray, please do not
We're about to
speak to
have
our volunteers like that.
Hundreds of pucks rain down upon you.
Putting tape on the rope is really important to keep our skaters safe, so please be patient. Thank you.
Alrighty, I think we're ready.
Hey, Chuck-a-Puck, are we ready? Who's in charge?
I think we're ready. It looks like we're ready. Let's
Are we ready? Okay, we got the thumbs up. That means, Ray, go ahead. You guys can start throwing your pucks. Try to get to the target. Oh, come on, guys. Throw harder than that. There is a technique because, you know, they bounce. They're kind of soft. They're not what I thought they would feel like. So they bounce, so you want to take that into consideration. They also roll because they are round. You might want to take that into consideration. Oh yeah, Terry got a technique. Terry has a technique because Terry's been doing this for a long time. Ray's got a technique. Maybe pull them aside at the end if you're really wanting a Chuck-a-Puck gift. They'll give you some tips. I guarantee it. Ooh, I see Snaps throwing some pucks. Hey, Snaps. Who else is throwing pucks out here? Ooh, let's see. We getting close to a target? I see one really close.
After this, we have a fun new halftime game, so
Let's keep them coming, guys. We got another halftime game. Get them in there.
we have until the intermission clock says 10 minutes.
You know, I saw a peanut butter, or no, peanut puzzle, just a bunch of peanuts. And I thought, how cute, because one of our walls on the Slamazons is called Peanut Butter Wall. We have peanut butter and jelly. We have names to make things, sticky. Chunky, creamy, whatever. And then we have jelly. It could be grapes, strawberry. Keep it coming, keep it coming. I want to know who wins the peanut puzzle. I'm looking at Scrappy. All right, it looks like we have Ray. Seriously? Come on, Ray.
You can do it, Ray.
Ray, give some to some of the kids, please.
Do you need an assistant?
It's because Ray is our favorite, getting all of these pucks. Uh-oh, Star saying you gotta do it.
Out at 10 minutes.
Okay, should we give a countdown then?
For reals.
Okay, the countdown is from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Ray, thank you so much.
Are you good? Are you close?
All right, guys. Star's cutting them off. Jeez. All right, Scrappy, go ahead. We're gonna pick up the pucks that just didn't make it. Sad day. That's okay, next time if it was yours. Or if you want to make your chances greater, just buy some
Thank
more
you for your
pucks.
participation, Ray.
Thanks, Ray.
And everyone else.
Thanks, Ray. In lieu of music, we'll be conducting karaoke. I'll go first. Just kidding.
Do you want me to accompany you with...
Shall we do a
My
duet?
mouth.
Let's do it. Oh, you have a mouth harp. Nice. Okay.
I don't really have any instruments.
Because I have a great duet we could sing. Summer loving had me a blast.
Summer loving happened so fast.
I met a girl crazy for me.
Met a boy, cute as can be. That needs to stop now.
Okay, that's enough for karaoke.
Thank God this isn't the stream.
If you like karaoke, then maybe you should come to one of our other fundraisers during the year called the Gong Show. The Gong Show's a lot of fun. You get to sing karaoke, and if you don't like the person singing, you get to gong them off for a price. Unless you're like me and you put a flat rate of $50 so nobody can get me off the stage. Yes. Looking good, Scully, looking good. Okay. Sorry about the music stitch, guys. Oh, here it comes. Is that it? Oh, I hear it. Okay, do you want me to bring this?
Getting ready to start our next halftime game. Handing it over to Darth Waller.
Hello, everyone. We are going to play Roller Derby Shuffleboard, so version on that. I need 2 volunteers. You can win a coupon for some Pikes Peak merch. Who's in? Raise your hand, then come on down. Okay, you two up there. Yeah. All right, start here. And the goal is to roll the skate into one of the zones and get those points. Yes, farthest away is 3 points, closest is 2, and then if you can get it in this black box, you get 5 points. Yep, if you can get it right in here, you get 5 points. And you get 4 tries. All right, so 3 should have green tape, and the other 4 should have no tape. Here it is, it's in my hand. Yep, go right ahead. Well, there we go, let's go. Oh my God. Oh, it's coming back around. Oh man. Yeah. They have a lot more roll than I thought they would. So we may have to adjust the points. I know, it is very hard. Sorry, yeah. These skates have a mind of their own. Try again. It is very hard. I promise another, there we go, there we go. Woo!
It's not as easy as it looks.
It isn't. It's coming back around. Oh my God! Yeah, we're ready. They roll for days. Oh my gosh. They're still going. There's a skill to this that I did not know. Oh my gosh. We are waiting, we are waiting. Do you have another one still? Okay. Although something came out of that. All right, okay, let's go inspect. I think we're at a tie. Oh my gosh. I think we have a tie, everyone.
Congratulations. That was fun.
Okay. All right. They are going to split the prize, everyone. What good sports. Thank you so much for playing. Gift card. Take it to the front. And then
All right, I'm going to tell you the winners of the Chuck-a-Puck.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Here are the winners for Chuck-a-Puck. Let me turn on the music so everybody can hear it. Rita, you are a winner. John, you are a winner. Ginger Snap, you are a winner. And Angel is our final winner for the Chuck-a-Puck. Rita, John, Ginger Snap, and Angel, please go retrieve your prizes from the Chuck-a-Puck place. That was a fun game. I'm so glad that we're making sure that all of the loose wheels are off of the track, because that could be dangerous.
as we're about to get this second half started, I would just like to give a shout out to some of our volunteers. Athletics. Jason Lester and Sean Berman, thank you so much for being here. Our wonderful photographers, Aaron Drew, Mark Bloom, Peter Moore, Nate Lucas, and Alvin Green, thank you so much for being here. We're documenting this wonderful time.
So, like I mentioned, we have these fun facts about some of our skaters, and this next fun fact is about Christy Cuffs.
All right, we are back. Hello, my friends. I hope you are hydrated, have a snack, and are ready for this second half of the Slamazons against Naughty Pines game. Currently, the score is 57 for the Slamazons, 83 for the Naughty Pines. And for my friend Horticulture, I am having a swell evening. Thank you. I hope you are as well. I'm going to hit one last two. Well, we have two more announcers. I'm just going to hit one real quick. It's D1 Training. Tonight's bout is powered by D1 Training, where strength meets speed and athletes are forged into unstoppable forces. From explosive workouts to peak performance training, D1 pushes limits and builds champions on and off the track. If you want to train like a jammer, hit like a blocker, and dominate like a pro, D1 Training is where it happens. Give it up and bring the intensity for D1 Training. We are starting with a power jam for Maladaptive Mistress. It does look like Mouse is still in the box from the last jam of the first half. Quick offense off the line by Christy, and Short Circuit gets lead for Mistress. Although it would have terrified me to have Little Miss Sunshine chasing after me like she did. Mouse is out, and Mistress is coming through for a scoring pass. It does look like the Slamazons ball is getting ready to capture Little Mouse, but the toe stop work, woo! And does get through on their initial. Mistress is fighting against Little Miss Sunshine yet again, and up against Mary Deathpire, and does call it off. I don't know how many points she got. All 4. And Mouse got 0. That was a great wall recycle that the Naughty Pines was employing in order to keep Mistress in that same pass. On the line, we have Miller Fight up against Tenacious Cheese. This is Miller Fight's last real game with the Pines for now. She has been such an asset to the team and snags lead. Cheese is out on the initial, right on Miller Fight's. Woo! Calls it from the floor after hitting Dee Dee's foot. Dee Dee does go to the penalty box for a low block, but snags 2 points in the meantime. Once Miller Fight went away for the summer and joined a local roller derby team there and came back 3 times as good before. And now everyone's afraid of her. She spends a lot of her time in the woods yelling. Same. That's okay. On the line now we have Mirror Brawl up against Atomic Ash. Excuse me. And the Slamazons are at a tripod trying to contain Mirror Brawl with that smile on her face. Pushing against Slayer and Short Circuit, and does get lead because they had to drop. Pack was too spread out. Ash is being brought back yet again by Little Miss Sunshine. No Sunshine. And Mirror Brawl is back in that tripod of doom, pushing forward. The pack is all spread out, and Dee Dee comes in hot and hits the person, Bunyan, who was driving Ash back. Love it when people come out of the box with fire and intensity. Mirror Brawl is pushing at the top. We're having to drop bridges and is pushing against Slayer and Short Circuit. I definitely don't envy that. Dee Dee is being sent to the box most likely for a no pack penalty. Mirabral did put up some points. I didn't see if it says 3 on the scoreboard, but I thought I saw 4 fingers. That's okay. On the line now, we have Rocco up against Arabicadabra.
On the line for 99 is number 5, Arabicadabra.
Or Rabbit for short. And Rabbit hits that tripod. Rocco is cutting through like a knife, honestly. Gets lead, but Rabbit is out shortly after. A nice little juke to the out, does call it off after being hit out by Silver Helmet, whose number I cannot see. I will see it shortly. 4 for Mocha Artichoke everywhere. We got Mouse up against Mistress. Dee Dee is standing in the box, so the Slamazons are still down to a 3 wall up against a 4 wall, so a slight pack advantage. Mistress is really fighting those, like, for the lines, and is now in the seam. But Mouse is out. Mouse is out with lead, and Dee Dee's coming back. There was a star pass back to Matt's Max. And Mouse is coming through. Whoop. Does hit Dee Dee, does get knocked down, but they get back up again. You're never gonna keep her down. Anyways. 3 more points on the board for Naughty Pines, 0 for the Slamazons. Man, they're really putting Miller Fight to work as a jammer tonight. Miller Fight up against Cheese on the line. You know, I think Cheese likes Miller, so that's great. Miller is fighting. Miller Fight is fighting past, Sweets, but does barely step out. Sweets comes back to play some quick offense, leaving Squid and Bruise at the top, but Squid, with 3 hearts and 10 tickles, was prepared. That's Squid's fun fact. Sweets. There was a penalty called, but I don't know for whom. It looks like Sweets got called for a forearm, is reporting to the box. Woo! Hard hit by Bunny. Knocks Bruce down, but Colonel doesn't stop. Knocks Miller Fight down and stops that pass with only 1 point sacrificed. Should be 2, though, because there is someone in the box. And I do see that adjustment made in real time by Milf and Cookies. This is why we like good refs, my friends. Perfect. We got Mirror Brawl, Rory for short, up against Ash. Ash hits that wall hard, but looks like, beautiful. Takes that inside line, does not stop, gets lead, even though Feyre Bonebreaker tried to stop them. And Rory is fighting through that pack. Hitting Slayer, hitting Tamale, bouncing off of them. It looks like 3-1 is being called for a forearm. Sweets is back on. Rory is coming up, but Ash calls it off. So 0 points for Naughty Pines. Let's see how many for the Slamazons. 3 points for the Slamazons. This game is now at 66-91. Mocha Artichoke is on the line. Number 44 up against 74 Rocco. Fun fact about Mocha Artichoke will literally destroy you as soon as look at you. Well, that's scary. Fighting up against Colonel and Sweets and Squid, does get knocked out and drawn back by Colonel. Rocco just has one to beat, and that's Onyx, which is not easy, but does snag lead after that hard hit. Onyx checking for that star, but Mocha Artichoke does not need it. Woo! Rocco hits number 5, Araba Kadabra, really hard. They both get back up. I think everyone's fine, and Rocco gets through for 4 more points. 0 points for Mocha Artichoke. One time, Bunny had a dream about Mocha Artichoke that Bunny accidentally missed her birthday party, and she yelled at Bunny for such a long time, but in reality, she's very soft-spoken and cares deeply about the people in her life. On the track, she will take out your jammer and is easily depended on. She also enjoys long walks on the beach with Wango Tango playing very loudly in the background. On the line, we have a familiar matchup, which is Mouse up against Mistress. Mouse does snag lead, and Mistress and Smacks are working together in the back to try to get one of them out, but Mouse sneaks through for 4 points. Mistress resets behind Little Miss No Sunshine, who might be a great option for MVP blocker for this game. It does look like Mouse is through for 4 more points, and Bunny is the person Mistress has to get through first, and does, but Bunny is up again and holding Mistress back. Mouse is fighting through. Last person to fight through was Tamale on that line. Matt Smacks takes that star, takes a hit, stays in, and is out for a pivot pass. But Mouse calls it before anything can be done. Score now stands 70 for Slamazons, 103 for Naughty Pines.
Number 10, Miller fight. Naughty Pines.
You know, Bruce is out there, and the fun fact Bruce provided was ate a live octopus salad, and I have no idea what that means, and I'm kind of scared of it. Speaking of Bruce and Squid, and then Bruce and Dee Dee are trying to stop Miller Fight. They are the last lines of defense, and Miller Fight is fighting, but Bruce does get called on a forearm, which lets Miller Fight out for lead. Squid takes advantage of a huge hole on the inside and gets out on their initial as well. Ooh, I missed a penalty. 5-1. 5-1-3. Annie Chokley is in the box. I didn't see what penalty they got, but it is a 3-3 pack for both teams. You know, I told you guys before halftime that I wanted to see hopes and dreams in the chat, and I'm not seeing any. You have specifically let me down. And I'm now judging you all. I don't know you, but I'm judging you. On the line, we have Ash up against Rory Mirror Brawl, and Ash is in the back, pushing up against 2-7-8-8-8, and I believe that is 3-1. Yes, while Mirror Brawl is pushing against Tamale 107 and Slayer Moon 66. Looks like Feyre is coming in for some offense, but left enough hole for Ash to get through and get lead. Rory is hot on Ash's heels, though. And Ash calls it before either of them can score points. You know, I lied. The only person I'm not disappointed in is Horticulture, because they did send me a hope, which is I hope I have a swell evening commentator. So thank you, Horticulture. With this official timeout, I will read the last sponsor we have for the night, which is my boss, State Farm, Nick Franzioli. Tonight's action is proudly supported by Nick Franzioli State Farm, your local insurance agent, serving Cimarron Hills and the greater Colorado Springs area. From auto and home to life and business coverage, Nick and his team bring over 35 years of combined experience helping protect what matters most. Just like a solid wall on the track, they've got you covered when it counts. Give it up for Nick Franzioli State Farm, keeping our community protected on and off the track. And give it up for Nick Franzioli to pay my bills. So we'll take that. I'm going to hit some more fun facts. Shark's fun facts is that every tongue pin is unique. When I asked her for a fun fact, she gave me many from her family and none from her. And that's the one she wanted to go with, and I love it. So don't lick anything because your tongue print is unique. On the line, starting as low as they can physically go, was Rocco Sock'em and Tufted Hitmouse. Looks like Tufted Hitmouse was drawn back by Colonel all the way past the jam line again. And they are, ooh, that was a beautiful hit out by Sweets. Squid did draw back just a little bit. And another hit out by Colonel Panic. Colonel is really good at catching those jammers at the top. Rocco is out for lead.
Rocco is your lead jammer.
Oh, it looks like Mouse took a hard hit to the stomach. Been there, done that. Don't envy that. Rocco took a hard hit there, calls it off. I think snagging just a couple of points. One. That hit looked a little high to me, but no call is being made. There's some cheering going on in the crowd. I love it. On the line, we got Miller Fight charging right up that inside line. And, ooh, Mistress charges up that outside line, is right out on top of, yes. Beautiful jammer on jammer action. It does make Miller Fight call it off because that hit actually helped Mistress get past them. That was so quick.
Hey, Boom Boom, hey. Looking good as always. That is your all-star coach over there. There's
Colonel did something to end up in the box, but I did not catch it.
Those are true fans over there. Love that corner.
Mirror ball on the line for naughty touch.
It's okay. We don't need to know why Colonel ended up in the box. Directional, most likely, according to Slugs. But Cheese gets lead and is out. 513 Annie Chokley is going to the box on a penalty. And Mira Brawl is smiling yet again as she's going up against Sweets and Dee Dee. Collective hit out for Cheese and Mira Brawl. Cheese ended up on her butt for no reason. That happens to all of us, speaking from experience in front of crowds. Cheese is being blocked currently by Onyx and Arabicadabra. Ooh! And 4-4 Mocha Artichoka. Nobody saw that, Mocha. You are great. Mira Brawl is at the back of the pack, being held back by Colonel and Dee Dee. Sweets being a divider. Annie Chokley is back on the track. And Squid is in the box. I didn't see what Squid did either. Cheese is fighting at the top up against Annie Chokley and Rabid. It looks like Mira Brawl is trying to pass the star, but does get a cut track on Colonel, so it is a power jam for Cheese. Cheese calls it off after hugging Onyx on the inside track. Happens. So now it'll be a power jam for the Slamazons. There we go. Team timeout by the Naughty Pines. They waited for that. So now I guess I'll hit some more fun facts because we read through all of our sponsors. Slayer in the Slamazons was born in Florida. So if you heard about any crazy Florida person, that might have been Slayer. You'll never know. Tamale was set on fire. No context given. Circuit, who is also on the Slamazons, has been addicted to dinosaurs since age 5. Honestly, same. Christy Cuffs 331 on the Slamazons likes to express anal glands. Ask her about it sometimes. That's what she gave me. And Colonel Panic was the official baby spokesmodel for Coca-Cola. Smacks once ate octopus testicles. I hope I can say testicles on here.
That's old. Not you, the lead.
On the line now, taking advantage of that power jam will be Rocco. Let's see. Whoop! And Rocco slipped and fell. This sport court looks really pretty on the stream, but man, it can be slick sometimes. It is bopping through people, including Little Miss Sunshine at the very top, and does get through with lead. Mirror Brawl is standing in the penalty box, so less than 10 seconds left on their penalty. Woo! Big hit by Merciless Savage, knocks Rocco to the ground, but some offense is letting them get all the way through, and Rocco calls it, putting up 3 points. Putting up 3 points.
That's an effective strategy. So 2007?
On the line again is Mistress and Mouse. It seems like they really like the M&M combination here. That's what I'm going to call them right now. There's a little M&M. And it is a full 8-pack on the track right now. And it's a big old conglomeration. Everyone is blocking everyone. Mistress sees an opportunity on the outside, but Onyx filled it in, and Mouse went from the out to the in, snagged lead. Mistress is doing some side surfing around Rabid, but Onyx is sticking to Mistress. Mouse sneaks through for all 4 points. Woo! Nobody saw that, Christy. And now they're doing a defensive play. And the tripod up top is handling Mouse pretty well, but Mouse did sneak by on one side surf and skate on the inside to get all 4 points. Does look like Hulk Hoagie is pulling Mistress back after hitting her out. Ooh, nice toe stop work. Very aware of the line Mistress is. They are fighting for that space on that line. There's a star pass to Mad Smacks. And Mouse took a hard hit, fell down, got back up, and called it off before Mad Smacks could put any points on the board. Score is currently Hulk Hoagie. Why are you in the box again? What did you do this time? Anyways, score is currently 84 Slamazons and 118 for the Naughty Pines. That is another 12-point jam put up by the Naughty Pines. On the line is Cheese up against Miller Fight. Cheese did hit Miller Fight real quick. Woo! Takes a hit, falls down, gets back up. Squid is given some offense to Cheese, but switches right back to defense. But it doesn't matter. Miller Fight does get a cut track penalty and is going to the box. Woo, Cheese. Takes a little spinny fall. Takes a spinny fall. Her team is offering up some offense. There are some falls. Everyone's getting up and seems fine, but I can tell Cheese is done with Little Miss Sunshine at the top. Beautiful spin move by Cheese, but Hulk Hoagie is back and is now stuck in a tripod. There's nothing worse as a jammer when you think you're up to just one person to then having all three again. And Cheese did just play the game before this with the All-Stars. After passing 3-1, that is Mary Death Pyre. Cheese did snag lead, is spent, is going back to the bench. Pikes Peak is calling an official review. Once I know what it is, I will let you know. I only know because of the house announcers, so bear with me here. We will hit up some more fun facts. Arson Daly, number 911 on the Naughty Pines, aka my number buddy. She has made crochet versions of every single teammate in miniature and has never committed arson that we are aware of. We don't ask, they don't tell. Favorite Bone Breaker, she goes by BB for short, and her name has 2 references to the ACOTAR series. My friends, if you have not read it, you should. By day, she works as a financial aid specialist, and by night, she gambles. A lot. Flickin' A spends a lot of time skiing and can be found outdoors most of the time. She once spent $2,000 on a non-refundable beekeeping workshop and still has yet to put it into practice. But we know you can do it, Flicka. I would just like to remind everyone, Bunyan Ring specifically wrote this all out. I am reading it word for word. So, if you got questions, ask Naughty Pines. I do not have answers. Merciless Savage. Bunyan says, I could literally tell you anything about her and it would sound made up. She pole dances, plays derby, rides broncs, and this year she's coming back from a pretty serious injury and is coming back stronger than ever. I can see that. She has been playing phenomenally tonight. On the line, you got Bunny up against Rocco, and Rocco snags lead on Bunny, but Bunny snags cut track instead and is hustling to the box. It looks like it's a power jam for Rocco. Let's see how the Slam-a-thon set up. Rocco just busts through 911 and 513. The Naughty Pines are setting up, but it looks like the Slam-a-thons are, yes, beautiful offense given from that inside line. There was a small pileup, but everyone is up and skating. Seems like everyone's fine. Bunny is standing in that box. Rocco hits Arson Daly and literally every other Naughty Pine on that track and makes it through. Onyx is coming back from some offense. Squid is going to the box with a forearm. But Bunny is out and coming around fast. Let's see if Rocco calls it on time. Barely calls it on time. 3 points for Rocco, 0 for Bunny. That was a 15-point jam. I think that's the highest one tonight. Confirmed by Slugs. 15-point jam is the highest jam tonight. I think the Naughty Pines have had about 2 or more 12-point jams this game, so. And I think last game we were even capped at 12. Rocco just busted the cap. On the line, we have Mouse up against Ash. Mouse is already working the top of the pack after getting some quick offense from Little Miss No Sunshine. Ash is fighting through, sees daylight and takes it. Run, Ash. And Mouse is able to sneak through on that outside line and snag all of the points. Maybe only 3 points. Squid is standing in the box, so the penalty has less than 10 seconds, so she will join her friends soon. On the track now, we have Mistress up against Miller Fight. Onyx has taken that back line. Onyx likes to do that and lead them up, but Mistress busts into that 4 wall. It's 4 Naughty Pines up against Mistress and 3 up against Miller. Good hit out by 130 Colonel Panic. Mocha Artichoka is trying to lay one last hit on Mistress, but Mistress does snag lead, does not let her kick her off the track. Sweets up against Miller Fight. Miller Fight barely makes it past that inside line. Woo! Those apex jumps are not happening tonight. It seems like everyone's getting really good at shutting that down. Arson Daly did stop Mistress from having that successful jump. So it is a 0-0 jam. I'm discovering Velcro burns all over my body at the same time, so I am so sorry if you hear me gasp. It's because it stings. Another official review. I did not hear what the first official review was for, so I'm failing you guys, but if the house isn't told, I'm not told. Mary Deathpire. Fun facts about some more Naughty Pine skaters. Mary Deathpire, she is known to the Pines as Pyre, and also, oh dear God, please don't hit me. Her hits are hard and certainly not meant to be shirked at. If you see Pyre out of the corner of your eye, you may feel like the first time you saw the kitchen scene in Jurassic Park. You don't know when it's coming, but you know it's going to be bad. I played with her in a mixer the other month, and I can confirm, I think she does scare a lot of people. I'm really glad she was on my team. Seahorse Captain, their biggest kept secret is their name. If you have to ask, you'll never know. Cece, as referred to by the Pines, is well known for chaos and unending yapping. You can tell by the look in their eyes that they have never been vaccinated for rabies, but maybe should consider it. At this point, the Pines are immune, but you may all want to see if your shots are up to date. Naughty Pines were asking for a high block call to be considered. I do not know on who, but no call stands, so they do not retain that official review. But all of yous must be used or lost. So the worst that's going to happen is womp, nothing. So we're back to the game. We are waiting. There we go. On the line, we have Mouse up against Cheese, and Mouse snuck through that inside line with a little hop and jump, gets through, and Mary Deathpire is the last one for Cheese to get through. Now it's Feyre, and Pyre again gets through on their initial, just in time for Mouse to hit the back of the pack, get a clean inside line, and call it off, getting 4 points for Naughty Pines. I am determined to finish all of these fun facts before this game, and we only have a few more minutes. So, speedrun. Little Miss No Sunshine. She stepped up for the Pines in a big way last summer, and as she hates recognition and compliments, I will spare you the details and let you imagine what she did for us all. Kidding, I have to tell you. She bought the Pines ponies. We all have our individual ponies to ride thanks to Sunny, and we can never repay her. It wasn't blackmail, and I can prove it. I would love a pony too, and it could be blackmail, that's fine. Ash is pushing up against an all-four Naughty Pines wall. Squid is in there trying to play some offense, while Mirror Brawl is pushing that wall and gets lead. Ash takes that cap off real fast, just in case, but is caught again by that Naughty Pine wall up front. Mirror Brawl is toe-stopping right through, does stay in and put up 4 points. Dee Dee's going to the box on a penalty. Mirror Brawl skates right through for 4 more points. Ash is pushing up against that tripod, while it looks like Arson Daly is trying to keep Sweets, Ash's pivot, away from her. Sweets catches Mirror Brawl, does escort her to the out, but does escort her to the out again, or to the in this time. and takes a moment to play some offense for Ash. Ash is still fighting hard. Squid and Shark. Oop. Shark did knock out Mirror Brawl. Does fall down though, so Mirror Brawl just gets back in, goes to the other side, through for 4 more points, while Ash is escorted back to the jam line by Onyx and a few others. Woo. Big falls happening. Dee and Squid were holding Mirror Brawl for a moment, but is through for 4 more points. And I think that was the 2-minute jam, so 16-point jam. Rocco has been dethroned, and it does look like Mirror Brawl has the new highest jam. So, and I see so much excitement on that jam bench, or on that bench for the Naughty Pines. I'm so excited for them. On the line now, we got some goofy people. We got Bunny and Rocco. Bunny is going to do their normal bunny things. Rocco is playing some defense real quick and hits that wall hard. It's anyone's jam, but Bunny busts through for lead first. Rocco is sneaking up, weaving through, and is out on their initial after Feyre Bonebreaker does take a little bit of a somersault, and I thought Onyx was going to do those. Bunny is in the wall, calls it off, but not before Rocco can snag 1 single point. That is a 1-2 jam, and you know, nothing feels better as a jammer than stealing a point when you're not lead. That is a 100-point game. We have hit the century mark for the Slamazons. 100 to 143, and on the line for their first jam as a Slamazon is Slayer Moon up against Miller Fight. Slayer is a hard-hitting jammer, what we call an earth jammer, who just hits hard and runs. A big tumble for a lot of people. And Slayer is out for lead on their first jam as a Slamazon. Miller Fight has that star off their head and is looking like, doesn't need to pass it. Bruise is going to the penalty box. I don't know for what, but Slayer is fighting for points right now and is getting all 4. And falls. And calls it from the floor. It's a dog pile. It's a hug on the floor. What a nice little hug. Slayer does put up all 4 points, and Miller Fight does put up 3. That might have been the last jam, unless they call a timeout. And with that, I'm just going to go ahead and say Hulk Hoagie has also stepped up for the league in a huge way this past year. We couldn't be the same team without her, and how much she takes care of the team. She's a delightful, multifaceted person with a lot of skills. My favorite is her triple Lutz backflip. We did not see that tonight. Hulk Hoagie is holding out on us. And then, I'm so sorry, coaches, I'm not going to get to you, but Annie Chokley, all I have to say about Annie is that she's feral. She jams like a rag doll and looks like one too, in a cute Raggedy Ann way, of course. She wins at Beastie Boys trivia every time and has been a theater kid her whole life. What I'm telling you is that she's a huge nerd. Heard. All right. So with that, the Naughty Pines did take away the lead tonight. They are going home with a win. It is 146 to 104. Thank you guys for joining me. I need to know if Cheese's twin's name is Cracker. Sorry, I don't have that information for you, Bones. I didn't even know Cheese had that twin. All right, you guys have a great night. Thank you for joining us on the stream, and I hope to see you guys again soon.